Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with big meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with big meat. It's time to dish tea with big meat. It's time to dish tea with big meat. It's time to dish tea with big meat.
Darling.
Hey, hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 My voice was trying to give out on me. I know y'all heard a couple of them cracks up in there. I thought, oh, I can't do it like that. Because y'all gonna read a bitch for having a bad note, honey. So let me read myself first. Okay. Oh. But good evening to all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, honey, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers. What is your tea, my darling? It's another glorious evening. And you know what time it is. I know you have all of your crumpets together, my darling, because it's time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all know I am, yes, still in my birthday season. Wait a minute, I'm trying to get framed just right. Okay. Although it's winding down, honey. It is definitely winding down, honey. We got what, 2 more weeks? In fact, 2 weeks from today will be the end. So wow. Okay, it went on by. And I'm still enjoying me. I'm just being real cool, real, ebb and flow kind of thing. Oh, excuse me. Let me say this up here at the top of the show, and I'll be saying it again at the end, that tomorrow, which is Saturday, March 20th, we will not be on the air, not in show format. We're going to travel down to Macon, Georgia, and one of our partners, honey, he's in the show, and so we're going to go down there to support him. He's known as DJ Einstein. He's playing the drums and things and doing something for this band. No, his band is the opening band for this Prince cover band. And so Shiro Hero, the car club, I'm trying to say that I'm in, but I'm not an official member of the car club yet. However, Shiro Hero going to go down and we're going to have a small little convoy going down to Macon to go see DJ Einstein do his thing on the drums. So tomorrow, we won't be here in this particular format. We're going to pick everything back up on Sunday, and et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to make sure that we have a wonderful, wonderful time with you this evening and be wonderful and marvelous and those kinds of things, okay? How have you guys' week been since the last time we have been here with each other? Been very interesting, huh? A very, 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 very interesting week. And so, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Wait a minute, I'm trying to get to what, oh, wait a minute, that's not the one I want because I don't want to move from there. I gotta share that. I'm trying to get how I titled today's show. And with my title show, anyway, we're going to get into some heavy talk tonight, and I know it's going to be heavy because our news and stuff has permeated us with a lot of the stuff about Stop Asian Hate and et cetera, et cetera. As a matter of fact, at 10 o'clock tonight, they're doing a whole thing on 2020 about the killings and stuff that happened within the last few days down here in Atlanta, with the 8 people that were killed, and six of them were Asian, and most of them were older. You know, the one girl would have been 50 yesterday. Then there was a 60 some odd, a 70 some odd, older ladies, and I was like, oh my God, I see that to be some kind of pattern with all of this, and I'm curious about that. However, we are going to get into a few things this evening. Let me go here. All right now, hi, okay, Miss TC, what you say, darlings? Yes, give it to me, honey, give it to me. Okay, we got Lola over there on the tube, honey. What's up, Miss Lola? Her name is Lola. Ow! Okay, at the Copacabana, honey. Yes, come on, Miss Lola. So it's going to be kind of heavy this evening because there's a number of things that I know I'm going to tackle this evening. The Asian thing is one of them. Okay, talking about that because I want to take it from a different angle. Okay, I want to really take this from a different angle. And I want to go there, okay? Because Asian relations, Black and Asians in this country, we have not been favorable to one another. However, I found something that I want to play. I hope I didn't fuck up. Ooh, Demetrius, did you do it? I don't see the damn thing up here. Oh my God, I think I end up fucking up the clip. Oh, Demetrius. Child, you know what? I upset myself when I fuck up. But I was clearing out all of my tabs, and I think I cleared one tab too many. It was a YouTube clip that I had that I wanted to play. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to go find that again. But anyway, we're gonna talk about that because I want to take us all the way back to a time where many of y'all may not know this or may not remember this. However, our communities have been in this gridlock kind of do-wah-diddy for quite some time, and we really have not been right ever since Latisha Harlings, Latasha Harlings. She was a 14, 15-year-old young lady in California who was shot in the head by a Korean lady during the Rodney King riot era. Okay. And the lady suspected that she was in there trying to steal, and that wasn't the case. And she killed that baby. And we as a Black community have not been right since, because no Miss Thing, honey, she was convicted, but she had a suspended sentence and was put on 5 years probation. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we have not been right about that since. Our communities have been kind of like powwowing and stuff since then. Now we have gotten better over the years, but there's still this back and forth kind of thing that we have based on how we're being treated every time we go into any of the hair stores or whatever the case may be. But part of that is systemic, because a lot of them come here with already preconceived notions about how we as Black folks are or supposedly are. And so there's a lot of racial tension there, a lot of tension there. And now that we're here, things this new wave that we have of anger towards Asians and carrying on comes directly from Agent Orange, child. When coronavirus hit and Agent Orange got to calling these children, he kept saying it's the China flu, China responsible. It came from China, this, that, and the other. A lot of our Asian citizens, and this is across the globe, child. I've seen videos where I think they were over in Germany or somewhere, and white folks that went up and just started attacking these people. They were crossing the street, mind their own business. It was a girl, two girls, mind their own business. And the child just came up and just wanted to just be indignant and assaulted them. Okay. So a lot of this that we have is recent because of within the last 18 months or so, Agent Owens has sat down there and did this whole little thing. Now, I want to go back just a little bit because how many of y'all remember there was a time when the products that was coming from China were contaminated? Y'all remember that? This was just, I want to say within the last 10 years that we were getting stuff and the dog foods was making the dogs sick and carrying on and was killing the dogs. The toys was coming over, had too much lead in the paint on the toys and things. And it was like at this particular point, everything that was happening was, we were having issues with China, or the products that was coming in. And whatever that was, we end up smoothing it over. And all of that. But at that particular time, I had said that, okay, y'all trying to get ready to have another damn Pearl Harbor moment or something, and it was fitting the bill for me. Like we were preparing tsunami hit. I think that was another thing that kind of like smooths a lot of stuff over. Even though the tsunami hit in Japan, when that tsunami came through and wiped out the world, that side of the world the way that it did, that there was where we started to get a little, we even out a little bit. But over here in the States, we still had tensions because, listen, we would give them our money, we run and carry it on. Listen, they don't corner the hair, all of our hair products and stuff over here. They have cornered, all the Chinese foods. We go get Chinese food like it's nobody's business and things. And what makes it that way for us is that they're here in our neighborhoods. Okay. And that's not, I don't necessarily see it as a problem. It becomes a problem when they don't support our neighborhoods, yet we still run to them with our money. We run to them with our money and we give them all the business, honey, but yet none of that money comes back here in our neighborhoods. We got to fight with them for taxes because a lot of them still don't pay adequate taxes or whatever. They got tax breaks and incentives and things. So that money don't come back to us within the hood. And yet you target us or treat us as if we come up in here to steal all your shit and carrying on. And then it becomes a catch-22 because, hell, if you're marketing me and calling me out and looking at me as if I am the criminal, then eventually you're going to turn me into one. Just on fucking GP. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a little bit that way. So I want to get into that a little deeper as far as our relations with Asians, because here's the thing. We've been hollering Black Lives Movement and carrying on and this, that, and the other. And I will say this, that the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor incidents, and Amari Aubrey and all the children in between them that time, when that all of 2020 was about, as far as all the protesting and carrying on with police brutality and things. We have never had a global impact ever before. We didn't do that with the civil rights movement. It didn't have a global impact where everybody across the globe was standing up in solidarity and saying, this is wrong and this, that, and the other. So we had a lot of our Asian brothers and sisters that were out there, with Black Lives Matter signs and this, that, and the other, and et cetera, et cetera. But the question is this: are we, as Black folks, going to pick up their torches and go out there with them and say, stop the Asian violence? Are we going to do that? Should we do that? Should we? And I'm throwing that as a question because for too long, our communities, honey, have been at odds with each other, you know, here in this country. We've been at odds. And though we have been at odds, um, um, we have been the brunt of a lot of treatment and stuff based on negative perceptions and preconceived notions. That prejudice based on a lot of stuff that they got from the media, a lot of stuff that they got from our Caucasian counterparts, you know, and teaching them what to expect to come over here in this country. So are they programmed that way, or what is that? And what is it that we need to do as a people? Okay. Now, personally, I feel like this. Just like the Black Panthers told everybody, honey, this part here we got to do for ourselves, but you go organize over there. And when we're ready, honey, just be ready because we're going to need you. I kind of feel that the same way here. I think they need to organize. They need to get their own marches and stuff together. They need to go out there and put shoe leather to the pavement and go out there and make it on their own. You know, I think if anything, it's game time, honey. We need to be the cheerleaders. Let them play the goddamn game. You know what I'm saying? That's my feel on it, because for far too long, okay, like I said, up until George Floyd and Breonna and Aubrey and damn, and I can't even think of the other names. They just say it, but those are the three names that we got here, you know, that have been the hot names, and it happened right after each other. It was right on top of each other. And what's my trans brother's name that was killed by the police that went up under the radar? The trans brother got killed the same, 2 days after George Floyd was killed. And carried on. It's just a lot. And so we have this to contend with. And now that you know, they are getting the brunt of this thanks to Agent Orange, you know, and this whole, this is the China virus, you know. Should we pick up their fight? Because you know what usually happens if we pick it up, y'all know we're gonna end up fighting they fight. Y'all know we're gonna end up fighting they fight, right? If we pick it up. So the question is, how do we do this? Where do we go from here? How do we make this happen? How do we show support? Do we even show support? What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? Nikki not ready to come in just yet. Let me go here. Let me come back up. I'm finna come on down the line with the comments. Okay. We said, where was the special when the agent shot the 15-year-old sister in the head? Okay. Now they didn't do no special 2020 on that, but it became a news feed because of the trial and carrying on. And yeah, but I feel you on that. Hey Brian, what's going on? What's going on with you, baby? You need to contact me. Hey. Okay, Big Me's good to see you again, bro. Happy Friday. God bless. What you say? Team Xbox, come on now. What you say? I still play that song, Love Berry Manilaw. Hey, Eric. Okay. Here in LA doing Black Lives Matter protest this summer, we're standing on the roof shouting at protesters. Okay. What they were? He said we're standing on the roof. Okay. Wow, so sad. Yeah, Pranita. Okay. But they love our money all in our community. But see, here's the thing though. They're all in our communities, but is that our fault or is that the government's fault? Because see, here's where it is. When they came in our communities, okay, we had a lot of empty buildings that carried on. This is a part of when white flight took place and the white folks left up out of our communities and things. When the crack epidemic came and destroyed a lot of our businesses and this, that, and the other. When factories came, it was wiping out neighborhoods, you know, and buying up properties and carrying on. Then we had gentrification, okay, blighted areas and stuff. And so now we have we got new Americans. I'm gonna call them that. We got new Americans that's coming in that's looking for opportunity and stuff and to live this American dream. And so now they came in and was able to get those buildings and carried on. The same ones that Black tried to apply for, but we were redlined out or couldn't get the loans or couldn't do this, that, and the other. So then they gave them the coin to come in. And so now just based on business practices, they came in giving the community what they want. So yeah, they all up in it, love our money. But like I said before, what pisses me off about it is the fact that they don't put that money back in the community. Oh, excuse me. In the community. I know working with my mother, my mother was the president of the LSCO, oh God, what was it called? LSCO, the something student community organization, whatever. It basically the PTA. Okay. My mother was the president of it when my little sisters were in elementary school and stuff. So there were moments where we would go to these particular stores because we're trying to do something for the kids that we need sponsorship. Could you sponsor this or could you sponsor that? And there were times where they were like, no, we can't do all that. And Mom was like, no, you the only grocery store in this motherfucking area. And everybody over here come over here to patronize your store. Now we need you to do something for these kids because we're trying to get these kids together. And it became a whole big to do. Okay. So, and that's with the Asians, that's with the Chaldeans and the Middle Easterners are carrying on. There was a fight with that coin because they didn't want to put the coin back in the community. They sucked it out, but didn't want to do nothing with the community. The recent killings in Georgia were terrible, but at least the killer was caught. Yeah, he was caught, but catch this. The fucker was caught, but was told, oh, he was just having a bad day. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into this because, see, what they're trying to do with this, and as somebody who is a sex addict and have dealt with sexual addiction and this, that, and the other, what y'all ain't going to do is sit up there and give him that motherfucking excuse. He was a sex addict and he frequented these places and this, that, and the other. No, you're not going to give him that damn excuse. You're not going to give him that. You are not going to do that. No. We're not going to blame him killing these folks. And then you left one place and went to another place? And you're going to say that was sexual addiction? Bitch, no. No, and you frequented that place. See, let me tell you something about sexual addiction. It was really trying to get a Jones off. He knew all of his little spots to go. He also know that there were other spots that may not be his, but he also know other spots around the place. Or where to go, or whatever to get his little rocks off and carry on. We're not going to sit down here and use that as a convenient excuse. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. But he had a bad day. And they want to say that this was not racially motivated. They still want to believe, they're still trying to make this seem as though this was not racially motivated. And I'm having an issue with that. And the commander, that particular police officer that sat down and said, oh, he's having a bad day. Well, honey, they done just investigated him. And somebody done found out that same police officer, chief, captain, whoever, whatever his title is, he had anti-Asian rhetoric shit, like I had some kind of anti-Asian shirt or whatever they said. He had that on, okay, in some Facebook picture or something. So now they done pulled him off the case. See? Oh, but he was having a bad day. Ain't that a bitch? Okay. Yes, the only thing they respect from our, that's the only thing they respect from our culture is the coin, okay? Is the coin, okay? Right. Okay. You are so correct. I remember. Okay. She said, I don't even eat at none of the restaurants. Okay. Exactly. Okay. No, we shouldn't. F the Asians. Okay. Well, all right. Okay, Mr. Baker, that's a strong one, honey. He said, F them. That's because the world stopped because of the stay-at-home order. If they didn't have to be at home sitting still, they wouldn't have been out there. Life wasn't busy, so they had to listen to our cry. You know what? Now, how about that? That there was real good to Marco. That's real. You can't fuck with that. And you know what? And this is something that that I believe to be true, because I don't believe in coincidences, because it's too coincidental to be a coincidence. How about that? And that the timing of all of this right at a shelter in place kind of thing or whatever, but we had to listen. The people had to understand what the hell was going on. Okay, and just because we were shelter in place, we were not going to let that. We were not going to um uh let that go on deaf ears. We were not going to, and especially because all of that. Well, with George, that happened in front of our faces. That did happen in front of our faces. Okay. No, 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 no. No. So yeah, you're right. I that's so lovely. Trayvon Martin. Thank you, baby. Okay. I can't really say I fully agree with that. Well, speak your piece, baby. Okay. I think we should loan partial support. In what regard? Because my whole thing is that, like I said, for me, I think this. Y'all group y'all shit together. Y'all go marching, y'all go this, y'all go that, honey. We'll be on the sidelines and we'll come in to give you the support when needed. But we're not going to sit down here and take that fight for you. See, remember, oftentimes they will come to us because they want to get the numbers and stuff. They come to us because they know we fight. They know we ready to go to jail, by any means necessary. Everybody want to take on that mantra. But yet, anytime it was time for our issues prior to 2020, okay? Prior to 2020, because that happened. But before 2020, when Mike Brown and Trayvon and Sandra and Philandro Castro, when all those children were murdered and we were marching and this, that, and that, we didn't have that support. We didn't have that support like that then. It was last year, just like DeMarco said, because we were sitting at home. We had a shelter in place order. Okay? And that forced us to have to pay attention and things of that nature. So now, prior to 2020, any other time when we had issues and carrying on, folks were sitting up there saying that the Black Lives Matter movement was wrong, that they were terroristic organizations and carrying on, and this, that, and the third. Let's go prior to that. Any other time that we marched and things of that nature, we did not have the support of all these other groups. So I'm saying here, sit down here, we'll cheer them on from the sidelines and step in when needed. Okay, you need a speaker? Okay, we'll come in and speak. Okay, but this is going to be your rally. Okay, this is going to be your rally. This is your marches. We have to understand what the hell your concerns are. Because see, I'll sit up here and say it like this, and I say it before. It was wrong, but I remember during 9/11, and this is when I had a major tiff with Joy Behar from The View. Because at that time, remember when 9/11 happened, it was all this whole big old ban on Muslims and carrying on, and everybody was scared of Muslims, and they wanted to sit down there, and they were racially profiling Muslims. If they had they what they call it, the hajib, I think that's right. When they had to look there and only had their eyes out and this, that, and the other, they would, they disrespected the ladies because they had they had their head covered and this, that, and the other. Everybody was like, okay, no, you got to take it. Did nobody want to travel with Muslims? Oh, that's a terrorist. That's this. And Joy Behar said, oh, well, they're just going to have to understand that we're scared. Okay, and I was like, racial profiling. And that coming from a white Jewish woman pissed me the fuck off, because I'm like, we as Black folks, honey, have been racially profiled, since we began to understand what the hell this country is. Okay. And now you're talking about, oh, they just gonna have to understand because we're scared. Scared of what? And that upset me so bad, to where now I see that many people seem to be picking up that kind of mantra, that kind of mentality, that kind of something into this. Because now especially now that we're in this reality TV era. Everybody want to sit down here and go into all this, oh, well, I'm this, and oh, well, I'm that, and carrying on and such. What was this? What was it? When the folks was leaving the bomb, they were trying to sit there and leave bags on the side or whatever, and it used to piss me off. And this is still during the Muslim thing, honey, because I was working at the Westin Atlanta airport, and what made me mad was the woman had got up as she had left her seat, right, and I think she had went to the bathroom or over to the front desk or whatever. And at that time, there was a whole big old thing of, if you see something, say something, because, folks are leaving bags and carrying on. And this white woman came over to me. Oh, there's a bag over here. There's a bag. There's a bag. And I don't know. And the woman just walked off. And I was trying to explain to her, I saw her when she walked off, but I knew where she was, right? Oh, well, we got to do something about it because I'm scared. And it's the way how she did that, right? And it was because it became that whole battle cry. That was just that little trigger word. Oh, I'm scared. And then she went back to her phone call and was like, oh, well, yes, I just talked to security about it. And then she sauntered her ass back to her damn chair and sat down and crossed her legs. Now, bitch, if you were that scared of the motherfucking bag, you wouldn't have went back over there to the area that you thought the bag was in that you so motherfucking scared of. Okay? But I see shit like that. We were all on point. And so, it was almost as if I thank God she came back to get her bags, because we were, you're not supposed to touch the bags or whatever. So that would have been having to call the police, then having to possibly call the goddamn fire squad or whatever, or the bomb squad to come out, because this bitch she knew that damn bag was this, that, and another, and oh, I'm scared. But at the same time, to her credit, and let me be fair, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. So when you let your guard down is when such and such so-and-so happens. So I got it, but I knew everything in my spirit this time. I knew that bitch was just being an ass. Okay? But what do we do? Because see, now we're in this whole fear-mongering thing. We're here. Okay? And so, yeah. So lending them some support, yeah, I can lend support. But one of the things I don't want us as a people to do is to get into this whole big old thing and we end up taking over their fight or fighting for them, and we're the loudest voices at the goddamn fight. No, that's not the tea. That's not the tea. Because see, that there is not our fight. Because see, then you end up laughing it on to us. And how many times that we as Black folks, y'all do it to the gay community, y'all do it to everybody else. Y'all want to quick to tell somebody that ain't got shit to do with being Black. You Black first. Well, damn it, this ain't got shit to do with us. We Black first. They Asian. If this is their fight, let them have their fight. And we'll be on the sidelines cheering. Hell, we could even sit on the bench and be like, okay, hell, tag me in when needed. But this is their goddamn fight. Okay? Tamir Rice, okay. Sorry, some Asians were standing on the roof shouting at protesters shouting at the protesters during the protests, the BLM protests. Child, okay. Yeah, okay. Black Lives Matter was started by Caucasians, not Blacks, and many people don't know that. Give us that information, Pat, because see, the Black Lives, are you sure it was started by? Because see, what it is the three girls that started it, but now there's a big conglomerate of it. When you go to the website, it say the three Black girls started the damn thing, but it's a whole big to do now, which is why folks are having a problem with it, because we talked about this a while ago on the show. And when you go to read their mission statement ain't got shit to do with Black men. And that's what this whole thing was supposed to have been about. What started off as a hashtag Black Lives Matter now became a whole fucking movement that was supposed to be about police brutality against Black men. Then we started seeing Black women and so then it became about, okay, Black Lives Matter. But now the whole foundation bullshit, honey, it's the whole fucking thing. And it's like, and that's how come folks are asking, well, where the money at it carrying on? Because y'all done raised this money. Where is it going? And blah, 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 blah. And it's under fire. So yeah. I just like when they follow you in these stores, in their stores. Hell yeah, I can't stand that shit too. Okay. I say now they know how we feel, but my heart goes out. Most look away for the most part when it comes to us, but we need to take back our community. Do we blame them for coming in? Okay. Okay. We both at fault to go to the government, the government put there because they don't want them in their backyard, and we didn't fight to kick them out. Ooh, that's good. That's good, T. That's real good. That's real good. That's real good. And you're right, because see, yeah, the government didn't want them there. So what did they do? They had all this damn land and stuff and talking about blighted and this, that, and the other, you know, and things. So you put them down here because now we're going to go to revitalize the neighborhood. And you got all these quote unquote developers coming up in here. Okay. So now the developers are here, which happen to be these children are bought in businesses that don't look nothing like us. Oh no, let me take that back. Let me take that back. They are persons of color because they didn't look like us, but they were persons of color. Okay. Who persons of color who recognize and identify themselves as white. How about that? Okay. And so then it became, now they got all this, they got all that in the neighborhoods and stuff that they didn't live in because they never lived in there with us. You don't see Mei Ling and Kung Fu Chong and carried on over around the corner. Okay. They never lived by their businesses when Akbar and Hamid, okay, came into the day. They didn't get no house in the neighborhood. Shit, they were way out in the birds. They lived out in the birds. Okay. So no. Yeah, we didn't do our part. If we say no, like Amy Winehouse song says, okay, right. Okay. Sex addicts don't kill people. Well, in this case, they did, honey. You know, but I'm not accepting that as an excuse. Okay. And I'm not accepting it as an excuse. And then I would say here, now this is going to be a touchy one when I say this. This is going to be very, very touchy and very, very that way. But we're going to talk about this down the line. And that there is sex addicts, honey. They may not kill you right off, honey, but a lot of them are going around and they passing off diseases and carry it on because a lot of them cannot control themselves. A lot of them end up in their head, want to sit down there and punish somebody. See, when it comes to addiction, there's a lot of rituals that goes in that. We get into that in a minute. But no, as far as going around and carrying on, I'm not seeing it like that. Okay. What you say? It was racially motivated. They just don't want to stay out. Of course. No, because he was having a bad fucking day. Sandra Bland. Say her names, baby. Come on. Okay, I'll be in to explain my position. Okay. Asians don't even believe in Black Lives Matter. Okay. Okay. What you say? Think about it. When Asian people came to America, they chose white sounding names. Think about it. You're right. You are right. Now, see, you went there because I was about to go there too, because they've given up a lot of them. I won't say they gave up their culture, but hell, in order to be more presentable and stuff in America, honey, they chose white sounding names, you know, because they was like, well, it's easier because you can't pronounce the name. So they made up their own little names and stuff to come on in and, oh, well, that's my American name. And I'm like, well, we had children around the corner. When I was working at the Western, I was like, okay, her name started with an X and it was show something. But we knew her as Michelle. And she, because working in security, we had to pass out the checks. So I'm like, okay, well, when she came, I'm looking for Michelle. And I said, girl, your check ain't in here. She said, oh, no. It's up under my name. I said, she said, no, it's up under my birth name, honey. Michelle is my American name. You know, and I didn't know they had done that, right? Child, man. Yeah. Just feel like this issue is not as black and white as been said by most. Is, well, here's the tea. It never is. The situations are never as black and white as it's laid out to be. The problem is this particular part of it, as far as them holding up the signs and saying stop Asian hate and this, that, and the other, that there is their individual fight as far as I'm concerned. Now we all know oppression, and we know oppression is oppression is oppression. I'm going to say it like this. When HIV/AIDS had hit, okay, the reason why it got attention the way that it did, because it wasn't just gay men protesting. It was mothers with mothers of what was it? Mothers of sons or whatever. It was all these different organizations because they didn't have a voice. So they created their voice, and then they banned it with everybody else so that the numbers got bigger, because they was like, okay, listen, I know y'all talking about gay men, but honey, women started getting this damn thing too. So it's like, okay, women, then became black women, then became this, and everybody, organization, they started to collaborate and to galvanize so that their individual voices can be heard. And then when they came up together for ACT UP, that's why they were sitting up there able to take over the streets of New York and go to the Capitol building the way that they did, because it was several organizations, as you saw all the signs, okay, that said, no, we're in this fight too, okay? And that's what I mean as far as we could come in and give assistance, okay? But no. Okay, this here is this age. This is their, that we need to see them on their own front line first, child. We can't go running up in there and say, okay, we're gonna do this fight, but you put me on the front line and it's your motherfucking fight. How many of us do that? Y'all got siblings. How many times that your little brother, your little sister had a fight and say, oh, well, I'm going to get my brother, I'm going to get my sister, and then they come give you this sad stuff, so you go run outside thinking that, okay, it's finna ready to go down, and next thing you know, you the only one fighting because you done fought everybody, and your little brother or sister ran home, or they stepping back watching. This wasn't my goddamn fight. I'm out here fighting for you. And then I got to take your mouth and take your motherfucking bullshit ass treatment? No. And then you don't want me to tell mama so you don't get a whooping. That's a whole nother thing. I'm having flashbacks. Hi, Big Meat. Hey, Road. What's going on? It's sad blacks don't support blacks. That's a whole big thing about that. And that particular onion, it unfolds and child, it will blossom into a whole big old thing. And a lot of that is, I think one of the major reasons why we don't support each other is because we have never been encouraged to do so, because of the mentality that one of y'all gonna have something better than me, or I'm jealous because you got it before me, okay? And then you got those little bullshit ass motherfuckers that get it and want to brag how much they got, and then get mad when somebody coming out. It's their whole shit, okay? And that's that slave mentality residue that I keep talking about, as far as who thinks somebody doing better, instead of just being happy and appreciating it. And you can, and see, for me, I always say you can always tell when somebody ain't never had shit, because they're the loudest motherfuckers in the goddamn club. They gotta act as if, since everything is everything. They gloating around, walking with the chest out like a damn peacock with all the damn fellas and stuff. And then when somebody start plucking them motherfucking fellas, see, then what? Okay, they ain't your friends, honey. They're your friend now, but when the money gone, honey, what the song say? When the money gone and the spending ends, they don't come around no more. Yeah. Okay. Yes, it was. Okay. Hey, sir. Well, hello there, Mr. Johnson. What's going on in your world? Sadly, many agents are quick to use colorism as a means to be just as bigoted towards us as racist white folks. So I support them in this manner out of humanity. However, what I've witnessed has made me suspicious to siding them on as on an individual basis, okay? Or to siding with them after, okay? On an individual basis. Okay, now there's an interesting word that you use as far as humanity is concerned. It is human for us to want to sit down and to understand the plight. Most of us, particularly we as Black folks, we understand what that is. We know what it is to be disenfranchised and carried on. We know what it is to be profiled. Okay. We also know what it is to have our elderly, attacked, because a lot of the stuff that's been happening to a lot of these Asian folks has been a lot to the elderly. Why would you sit there and go and beat up somebody's grandmama and then granddaddy and carry on? Why would you do that? And so just out of a visceral response, not visceral, but just a gut wrenching response, we're there, and we understand all that. At the same time, the question is, do we rally? Do we rally? Because see, I could support them, and like now, like right here, we could have this conversation. And I would love to have an Asian come on, somebody who is of Asian descent to come on up here, and we could have the discussion. Because see, right now, this whole particular thing here, this is their fight. This part of it, this leg of the race is theirs. Okay? Because, yeah, we know what it is. Okay? But now your whole entire race of people have been blamed for a fucking disease. Okay? Falsely blamed. Okay, now how you falsely blame for a disease and yet your country doing better than us as far as the cure and shit, or as far as the containment of it, not the cure, the containment. Okay, and yet those folks who are here, they wasn't at home when this shit kicked out. They were here. It wasn't a lot of traveling going back and forth from China, and then y'all know that because when the airplane shut down, they shut down. They wasn't letting no international flights up in here. So these folks were already here. So we understand, we overstand, we understand, we understand what the struggle is. Okay. At the same time, because this is your struggle, honey, you got to be the voice behind it. Y'all got to be the ones to go marching. Okay. Y'all got to, and then maybe this is time for them to have political representation. Who are their political reps? Okay, do we have any Asian Americans who are on the political battlefront or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So those are some of the things that we have to consider and look at. Okay. Mothers of afflicted children. Okay, yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Every time I go down, okay, here we go. I'm back. Let's see. I've learned being a driving instructor in those countries, they show us Black folk in the worst light. So when these people come here, they're going on what they saw on TV. Exactly. I get that completely. So it's media manipulation. What they put out there as far as what our narrative is supposed to be, and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, we get that. Some of the African people are told to stay away from Black Americans because they are trouble. The whole thing is sad. Wow, come on, Lola, she did that. Okay, Big Meats, I think folks beat up elderly Asians because what they see when they see Chinese folks doing to their people in China. Interesting. So you see this as retaliation to the elderly here. Now I'm going to ask a question that may seem dumb as hell. This may seem dumb as hell, but I'm going to throw it out here because I want y'all to think of this. Do y'all believe that oftentimes that a lot of the elderly and stuff are attacked because some folks think that how they see the elderly in the Chinese movies and stuff, knowing their martial arts skills or whatever, that they're looking for a bigger fight so that they can shoot them? Just a thought. I'm just throwing it out there as a thought. I have no theory about it or whatever. I'm just throwing it out there as a thought. Would you accept the fact or believe the fact that some of these folks do that because not just because the elderly are an easy target, But do y'all believe that a lot of the times they do that because they think that these folks are going to be like they are in the Chinese movies and backflip and get all off into stance and stuff, and utilize their exceptional martial arts skills, so that they can have a reason to shoot them in quote unquote self-defense? Just a thought. It's just a thought. When people of color come here, they're told they're told go where white people are. Nelly Fuller Jr. says that all the time. Really? Okay, I got to look him up. I don't think that was racism when the Asian woman was killed. I think it was sex trafficking, and the media wants us to believe it was racial, and the killer said it was not. Interesting. You think it was sex trafficking? When the Asian woman was killed, which one? Because see, this here was you talking about all the ones just recently here? Because it was 6 of them that were killed. I think all 6 of the Asians were all women, I believe, because the 2 that were there was one, and I saw one white guy. I think it may have been one Asian man, but it was one white guy. Okay, but interesting. I see. I don't think it. I don't want to say that. I don't think there was sex trafficking, but then again, I won't put it past them. I won't put it past them. And the reason why I'm saying I won't put it past it is because the dude was sitting up there saying that he went to these places to, he has a sexual addiction, and so this was the places that he would go to frequent. And no, I'm not that. I'm not that. But when we're talking about sex trafficking, see, I don't like that damn term because I think that term is misleading. See, when I think sex trafficking, I'm thinking that you're going to kidnap these people and you're trying to take them other places, and then you're going to hold them out so that they can be your little sexual deviant from carrying on to make you money, and then you treat them like shit. Okay, that's what I think when I think about sex trafficking. At these massage parlors and carrying on, a lot of them, and they're very popular. Okay, they are very, very, very popular. However, and most of them are legitimate. But for those who get special services and stuff at the end, and carrying on, that service is not always granted to everybody because most folks won't ask for that. Those who know to go there will ask for it. You understand? So when we're saying sex trafficking, are you saying that the bitch was just a hoe and didn't provide the services? Okay, or what? Because that there is where I am with that. Okay, but at the same time, I'm not sitting up. No, I'm not accepting sex addiction for this. I'm not accepting that because as somebody who deals with sexual addiction, what you're not gonna do is use it as a motherfucking convenient excuse. No, you're not gonna do that. No, not to the point where you kill somebody. Now, had they beat them up or carrying on or roughed them up or whatever because you couldn't get your satisfaction, that's something else. But not to sit down there to where you went back and forth out to your car and then you got your gun and then shot these folks and then you left there to go someplace else to another place. No, I ain't buying that. I ain't buying it. You're not gonna sit down there and tell me, oh well, he's gone to counseling and he's been in sexual addiction rehab. I don't even know what the fuck a sex rehab place is. There's 12 steps. There's a 12-step program for it, but we ain't got no motherfucking rehab that I know of. Ain't no Betty Ford clinic for sex. What the hell you gonna do? Go up in there and they tell you what you can't do and this, that, and the other. Oh, you got to abstain from sex and you can't be around sexual contact. But yet everybody up in there for the same goddamn thing of y'all jacket at night, offer each other fucking stories. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. That was Trump blaming them. Yes, it was. Okay, Agent Orange, he did all that. That's what I'm saying. Then the last 18 months of what we're dealing with is a direct result from Agent Orange and his brand of bullshit since Corona hit. Mm-hmm. At different places, yes. Okay. I think a lot has to do with Africans being mistreated in China by the Chinese. I can't say I feel bad for them. For them, you treat people how you want to be treated. That's very interesting. But see, here's the thing too. If these were more, if the treatment was more of those who are actually from the mother continent, you know, the Ghanaians and those from Ethiopia and those kind of places, I would say, okay, I can see where you are because I'm doing it for my countrymen, and it's that kind of solidarity. I don't know. That's interesting. You know what? I'm gonna open up my horizons because that's an interesting point of thought. I'm not gonna say that you're wrong, okay, and I don't want to ever assume that you're wrong, but I gotta I gotta wrestle with that. Let me wrap that. Let me wrap that because it's a theory, and it may be a workable theory. It just may be a workable theory. It may. Okay. It may. It just may be. Okay. That is true, but they intimidate these women very badly. Anybody can be intimidated and carry it on. So the whole thing of it is, see, wait a minute, wait, hold up. Wait a minute, wait. What we're not gonna do is go into this and we I don't want it to become a damsel in distress kind of thing, because see, here's the thing. These women who go into these particular businesses, you know what you are up against. Okay. Now, as far as the trafficking is concerned, and let me be very, very clear. If you have been taken against your will and overpowered, overforced, and beaten into submission or intimidated heavily into submission, that's a whole separate issue. And I'm there with you 100% if that's what you're talking about. Okay. But what we're not going to paint is the whole damsel in distress kind of thing, because when folks go into these particular businesses, particularly when it is sex related, okay, any kind of sex work, you know what you are up against, okay, which is why there are times where folks get into it because they never weighed out the odds. You thought that this was something you were going to get into and thought this was going to be some quick money and did not weigh out what the hell it was going to look like. So you had to learn quick. Got hurt or whatever in the process, but you had to learn quick. Okay. So that's what I don't want to paint that particular picture. Okay. Because see, when it comes down to having this talk about women and carrying on and this, that, and the third, we still want to have that idea that women are still the weaker sex and they could be overpowered and they could be this, but I don't want to paint that picture, because women are very smart and they get into some shit just like everybody else. Okay. Now, like I said, if we're talking about those who have been forced and this, that, and the other, and against their will, and things, and that kind of intimidation, either you do this or I'm gonna kill you kind of shit, that whole I Katina thing. If that's what we're talking about, then I'm with you 100%. Okay. I think today's criminals attack the elderly, but they Asian or be they Asian or whatever, it's because they're punks. There go that word. They probably do fear the martial art protection from younger Asians, and they don't want their asses whooped in public. Oh, okay, I'll give you that. I will give you that. Okay. Hi, Uncle Meeks. This is solely their fight. If they believe their lives matter, it's time for them to stand up for themselves. This is their battle, and it's time for them to take back what is theirs. We can assist them because racial injustice is a war for everybody. Racial injustice goes on in this country every day. It is not their fault that COVID-19 is here. They should not be beat, killed, or murdered. All right, enough said. This is, you know what? I'm finna get this fool right here. I'm finna get this fool right here. I'm finna get on the way. Excellent discussion so far. Okay. Let me bring this fool up in here because he's sitting up here thinking he's Karate Joe. doing his David Carrington. How did you kung fu?
Hello, everybody.
No.
Welcome to Dish and Tea.
No. Oh shit! You just made me lightheaded.
This is a struggle that we all have, and we all will deal, and we have to convey. We have to stand up for one another, and we need to know what we're doing immediately. We have to do it away.
No. I ain't looking at you, damn it. Ooh!
Hello, everybody.
I am not looking at you.
And I want you to say konnichiwa.
No. Now listen. Oh, wait. Oh.
What?
Damn, that made me lightheaded because I gasped. How that took all the air out of me. How that went lightheaded for a second.
Oh, because that's where I'm from. The universal soul for give me head when you touch your forehead.
You so goddamn
he just asked America for head.
Listen, let me bring Buck up in here. And Nikki got her family that came in, so she says her family there, so she's gonna be down in the comments, y'all, because she can't come in.
What up, though?
What's up with you and all this? Okay, you got a green. Black it out. Come on, black it out now.
Hey, studio upgrades. What can I tell you?
Okay.
Hey, you should have put some egg rolls in the background.
Now look at me. What you not gonna do? What you not gonna do? Actually, what we not gonna do? Because let's get into this. Now you know me. You my brother. I love you. And now out of 10, we right here.
Right.
I got some failure to communicate on this one with some of this. Okay.
Well, give me what you got.
Okay. Well, jump in when you need to. Here's the thing, y'all. I think we looking at this from the wrong angle. Okay.
Okay.
We represent 14.5% of America. Okay. Asian community represents about 7.5%.
Okay.
So in the end, the majority still is the people who don't look like either one of us. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, now we have to have the understanding that part of the problem in and of itself is that those who really had that fucked up mentality, as in the Caucasians that think, oh Lord, every time I look up, it's more people that don't look like me than do. They taking the hell over. That is part of what causes some of this problem.
Right.
Because you're like, oh no, you're not about to come in and take over our country.
Right.
Our country, quote unquote.
Right.
Because in the end, we own this.
Right.
We own this. And we're not about to have you come up. We being the people of Caucasianness that actually have the actual clout to make things happen. Because I'm not even talking about the lesser. The lesser really ain't got much to do with this, okay?
Okay.
Now, like I said, several things I'm going to say, y'all not going to agree with. But this is why we had these discussions, because we're trying to gain understanding with one another.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you said that, okay, ultimately, yes, we can sit on the sideline. We can say, yeah, y'all do y'all thing. But I think that's the wrong way to look at it.
And why?
I look at it like this. One, remember we had that discussion a few weeks ago when you talked about how we have to stop viewing things as people of color because it does not include us to that degree. That people of color, when I make that particular statement, I'm thinking of the black, brown, yellow people.
Right.
I look at it from the standpoint of, in the end, if you are a person of Caucasian descent and you have that smurfed up mentality, we all the same to them, okay?
Uh-huh.
White, red, yellow, brown, we not them. They don't love us. They hate us, period.
Okay.
And they are in the same mindset when it comes to that, those people that think like that, mind you.
Right.
A lot of those people have large corporations backing them. A lot of those people are in our Congress. One of those fools ran our country for 4 years. They have the power that we do not have to make things happen and make these things stick. Part of the reason why they have a problem with what's going on at the border right now is because worst case scenario, we let everybody in, then we look up and like, damn, it's more of them than it is of us. They done took over our goddamn country. We can't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, we need to gain some understanding from each other in this regard. Now, no, I'm not going to disallow what has happened in terms of us going into their stores and what y'all doing and all that. But see, the thing is, that culture is being created by those that don't look like us, the white people. They want us to be divided. It's they loving this. They liking the fact that we sit here having these discussions like, well, we smurf with y'all, but we don't really smurf with y'all. And vice versa. Because, yeah, in certain cultures in the Asian society, they look at us black people like, ugh, yuck. There's certain provinces in China where they're saying, no, the China virus is not caused by us Chinese people. You black people caused COVID-19. They are kicking people out of their communities left and right. Like, no, black people, you got to go.
Right, okay.
Ones. But in the same token, part of the problem we have is the part of the problem they have. Where we look at each other like, well, you black, but you're not really black. You kind of black. You half black. All that other stuff. When we lump all them in together as Asian, you know what I'm saying? It's just like some of those cultures look at it like, look, he's Korean, I'm Chinese, we're not the same. But when you come to America, chink, spink, y'all all the same as far as they concerned, as far as we concerned. We got to get out of that. At some point, we need to sit down with some of our minority brothers and say, look, we got only so much power in our small groupings. But if we combine our efforts together, we get stuff done. Understand, Black Lives Matter movement, as it worked out so far, we got certain things, certain concessions. That only happened because when those marches went on in the streets across the world, mind you, there were not only people that looked like us in those marches. There were other people that had our back to some degree.
Let me press pause right there.
All right, go ahead. Jump in.
Okay. I hear what you're saying, and I want you to pay attention. The movement of 2020, has given us the platform to where, because of George Floyd being killed in our faces, live, that was the catalyst that got the world talking, because they couldn't deny that. It wasn't about doctoring the tape. It wasn't about that happened live. Okay? So yes, everybody who came out, of course. Okay? Then you're talking about dealing with a pandemic where we were already frustrated because you're telling us I can't go no goddamn where. I'm shelter in place. I'm this, I'm that. Okay? Folks put their lives at risk to be heard. Okay? About what was going on against police brutality and etc. And that went around the world. That's the very first time that we as Black folks had that kind of momentum. We didn't have that back in the 60s because it didn't go around the world. It went around the country, but not around the world.
True.
Okay? So here, what you're saying as far as lumping the people of color umbrella, that's a beautiful sentiment. As a matter of fact, that works in business because that's how they're able to get loans and stuff that we can't get because they're up under the umbrella of people of color. Okay, but now here we are. We're doing very specifically now. Asian folks are being attacked. We can't be the ones out there on the front street first. We can't. This is their fight.
Now, that's the part I do agree with. No, we're not supposed to be in the front of their fight, but in the same token, I don't see us being on the sideline either. If anything, we should be behind them, supporting them, not on the sideline fight.
That's for those who want to march. I say sideline because, damn it, I'm not moving unless you need me. Because that's the same thing with Black Lives Matter. They just didn't nobody move until they saw that we were needed. Because everybody that came out there, the thing was police brutality against Black folks. When the police started fucking with the damn protest, then that's when everybody started coming out. Okay, because now it was just more than black folks out there. And so now, no, we're all out here. Then they want to change the narrative. And now, because we had other faces out there, okay, then now all of a sudden y'all are infiltrated with this bullshit. And now you want to lay bricks here, lay bricks there, because you want this riot to happen.
Right.
Okay, so they infiltrated because we have other people, faces out there. But we can't be out there. No, I'm going to sit back and see what the fuck y'all going to do to organize. We going to come in when you need me to come in. But I'm not going to move until you ask for it.
Right, and that's my point. Like I said, a lot of the comments as it seems to be made, it's like, fuck them. That's on them and whatnot. But in the end, I need people to understand if they don't win against their fight against oppression and racism, and then we come along, we're not going to get no further than they did if we deal with it that way.
Listen, here's the point that we have to really understand about this thing. This is a fact that we are 400 years in the game. Okay, we've been on this battlefront for 400 years, and we've made very little progress. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna put it to you in terms like this. What happened in Wonder Woman, the very first one? Okay, when she came on, she said, "Let's go to the war." Okay, they sat there and told her, "We have not moved in a year." She said, "Fuck that." And what did she do? She raced the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Took everything out, and what she got done, it took them a year to do. So we 400 years in. Okay? They got to sit down here and use their power, because I'm gonna say this, and y'all may not like this. They got to use their white privilege power that they got and use it against white privilege. Because when they came over here, yes, we know them as Asian, but they treat themselves like white folks, because that's how they come up on us. So they got to use white privilege against white privilege. And the thing of it is because I heard Funky Dineva say this, because I was listening to her, and she said something that struck a nerve with me. She's like, are we really wanting to stop the hate? Or are we looking to end white terrorism? Are we looking to stop the hate? Or are we needing to end white terrorism? Because the common denominator here, this is the effects and all of that of what white superiority, white supremacy, Klansmen, all that mentality shit there. All of these the shit that we go through, these are parts of the casualties that comes from that style of thinking, because that's the common denominator here. Okay, the children started to the real attack on Asians as we know it now, to where they're trying to start a movement, happened because of Agent Orange, and a lot of those children have that kind of mentality. And I would say this: I have yet to see a black person be on the giving end of that kind of abuse to those folks. Everything that we've seen in the media have always been white folks attacking Asians. Okay, that's what we've seen. That has been the even the girls that was over. I said it was Germany, but I forget where they were. They were in another country, and the white man set up there. They were trying to cross the street, honey. They said that he killed 2 Asian girls. He done spit on her, drop kicked her. Okay, and this, that, and the other. That there is so now what are we looking for? If this is what this is, the Asian folks have got to. Number one, we need to know their numbers. If y'all know how to follow us around the motherfucking store, because you scared we gonna steal your little $3.99 hair comb, then I know y'all got enough. Power to sit down there and come against the goddamn government. Y'all coming from China and Korea. Y'all coming from places where war is what they know. They done fought us. So you know what the hell this is. you know, and know what it is to stand up. This is why I'm a big proponent. No, see, one of the things that we have done as Black folks, because we understand what struggle is, we will attach ourselves to it. We'll get out there and neck roll, and we'll be the loudest voices out there on their behalf. Okay, with the hopes of them coming up on our behalf and saying, okay, yeah, we could do this. Yeah, okay, thinking that we done gain allies and shit. And then as soon as they get what they need or whatever, it go right back to, you go now in the stores.
Well, see, Meech, here's the thing. At some point, we got to start somewhere. It's got to be a beginning in the beginning somewhere. The problem is we continue to have these tribes of division, and then when it comes time to resolve the issue, we look at the short term as, okay, well, let's band together for this moment. But in the back of our heads, we're thinking, okay, as soon as we solve this common enemy, then the Justice League gonna go back to the Justice League, and the Legion of Doom gonna go back to the Legion of Doom, and we back having our own battle. At some point, we have to look at it to where, okay, where can we form some permanent alliances? Where can we find some permanent common ground? And so then we get to a point to where, okay, now we have together, we have our set agenda as a collective of people of color. Now let's talk about what's going to happen when we talk to the white people and let them know, okay, look, you understand, y'all look at us, blah, 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 but now we're doing it half and half. Now y'all got to talk to. Now you got to do it in our way.
And I would give you that because, and you're right. Now, I will say this, I got to find this goddamn clip because I had it. There, it's a, oh, God, oh.
Right, because think about it. You look at it like, okay, if y'all people of color, you Arabic people, you Asian people, you Mexican people, what happens today when there's more of the Hispanic people than there is of any of us? And then it starts all over again from a different perspective.
Okay.
Well, it's all about the Hispanic people now. Y'all black people, white people, whatever. Y'all bow down.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel it's the younger generation of Asian Americans are more of an ally to the Black community than the older. Well, okay.
Okay, I've been waiting on you, Red. Come with you.
Yeah, y'all talk. Let me bring Nikki in. Hold on. Let me bring Nikki up. Y'all talk. Let me go find this clip. I'm gonna have my mic on, but I got to go find this clip.
Sorry, y'all.
Well, anybody who
go ahead, big bro.
Anybody who has studied any of their history or remember any history from elementary through high school, it comes up 3 times in your life. It comes up a partially elementary. It comes up to the point where you're writing papers in high school, and then it comes to papers, dissertations, or whatever it is about history, about somebody named Vespucci. And his last name, most back then when they was naming everything, they was naming it based on the last name of the motherfucking people in history. But that would have made us Vespucians and not Americans.
Okay.
See, America is thus from Amerigo, which was his first name. And I feel like as backwards as that was for him to change just one time, because that sounded is probably the doggone curse that went across this doggone holy land. I feel like if it's not broke, don't fix it, and denounce American citizenship, and all of us become Vespucians, no matter what your color is.
Ooh.
If you're part of this doggone soil, Chinese, Indian, Black, Asian, white, whatever, you become Vespucian. You are my brother. You are my sister. Deal with it. And make nothing no better for nobody else, and everybody move as one. Because if we move as one, then every nationality will get everything they want and they're looking for.
How about that?
Facts.
One won't have more than the other. And those that want more, they'll do more.
Oh.
Remember, that's what I said before.
Instead of expecting more, see the expectations of entitlement. Instead of motherfucker expecting more and saying my privilege gains me the right to work more, get more.
That's why I always talk about when we talk about the Constitution and stuff, until it's over and done with and something made new where everybody is actually equal, it's never going to be what they say. Because no matter how much we say, oh, it's better now, it's better now. That's bullshit. That Constitution say that we are this and they are that.
Yep.
And we have to
They're
keep
always going to
amending
use
it
it as a
and
reference
amending
tool. But they're going to always use that, Nikki, as a reference tool to run back to every time that we try to stand our ground.
Right.
Okay.
That's why I said, like,
that's just like when we talk about women's rights. Like, hey, let me ask you this, Nikki. You're a woman.
Yeah.
When we talk about women's rights, how many things are written about women's rights? It's only one thing.
We only got one amendment that's for us to giving us the right to vote.
One. I don't care how you study and search through the doggone history books. There's one.
That's it.
So not only do we have a problem with color, we got a problem with gender.
Right. Because me and you can do the same job. Me, you, and Meech got the same degree. And Eric got one too. His might be a little different than ours, but we all got the same shit. We all do the same shit. All y'all gonna get paid more than me. And then all y'all gonna get paid more than me. And then the white man that probably don't even got none of the shit that we got gonna get paid more than all of us.
And then be the boss.
Exactly.
Like, you tell me where the fuck Meech.
And then if you want to get to the meat, you want to get to the meat and potatoes of what Meech was talking about. Wait a minute, to what Meech was talking about, right? You want to get to the meat and potatoes of that. Let's talk about the people that so-called are not like us, but I feel like we're the same because we all have the same body organs, the whole 9 yards. We all have the same doggone passions. People fall in love the same. If you touch a motherfucker the same way, they're going to have the same reaction. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Right. But my thing is this. What about the fact, and this is me that I've dealt with, you train a motherfucker that was never raised in this over here on this dirt, that don't even have a high school diploma equivalent, nothing equivalent to it. You train him for them to turn over the establishment to him to be your boss when you're the one that trains him. All because of what is told in the history books or what you are told to be, or the fact that they got them made the definition of black to be dirty. Black is a color on the color wheel. Matter of fact, every color blended together makes black.
Right.
And they
you can give me all the colors in the color wheel.
Peep this. Everything that's bad about it, black this, black that, black magic, black this, black that. Oh, but when you motherfuckers talking about your money, when it's in the black, is what?
That's the only time black is good, honey.
Only time black is good.
I told y'all, we said this before. There are three colors that rule this world: black, red,
and green.
Now, how ironic is that those three colors are the colors of the mother continent?
Right.
And black is prosperity, honey. Black means everything is good. Red means that those are your losses, honey. If you in the red, honey, something ain't right. Okay.
Hey,
green is the funky.
You want to keep it funky? Look up here in this top motherfucker right corner. All right. I'm black, I'm red, and this is green. You know what the fuck it is.
Oh, well, wait. You know what, motherfucker? You ain't gonna work
like that. Put that on a motherfucking t-shirt.
Ha.
Nigga.
Ha.
Now what?
Because I want to know.
The black man named Red got the green.
I know I came in late, but I need a question because I know one of y'all might actually know. Who was the first person to call us black and call them white? Because they is no more white than we are actually black.
Right.
Right.
Do we have an actual history on who was the person who said they are white and we are black?
I don't know. I never had it down to a science. I used to know that answer. We had to look that up.
Yeah.
Because that was something that bothered me.
I really, really want to know that.
Because here's the thing. See, like the term nigger did not start off as a negative word.
It's black.
Nigger.
It's the color black and when you use it in Spanish.
With one G.
Negra.
Right.
And nigger means to be stingy. To be nigger means to be stingy.
Then there is the kingly word negus.
Right.
Oh yeah,
N-G-U-S.
Right.
Okay. So now, I when I found out that word, I was like, well, hell, what the hell is this? Did this come? Was this first, and then it changed over to niggers? just because they, I've always said that, well, because I wasn't there, I don't know, but everything that I've seen and every time I look at that, when you look at it, those folks didn't know American words.
Right.
They didn't know the language. So that's all they were called was niggas. And so it became negative because of how the tone that they were using and this, that, and that, and you only use it toward us.
Right.
So I've always
see,
looked at that.
The only time I thought about that reference, okay, as a matter of fact, this is the perfect historical circle.
Okay.
Right here. Okay. When Roots came out, right?
Yes.
Right.
If you remember, the whole world stopped to watch Roots.
Sure did. Sure did.
The whole world stopped to watch Roots.
Yep.
Okay, but peep the game. You got so deep off into the doggone storyline in the series of Roots. Remember, do you remember that there was part where it went from the slave masters and doing the trade where they was like, this is a good set of bucks over here. They set these niggas and this and that and this and that.
Yeah.
And then when you got to the parts where they were more interactive as slaves and the story was getting into doggone individual slaves, when one slave was checking another, he was using the word.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the doggone script was like, it's like, nigga, you done lost your mind? They didn't know. So don't say, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, they don't let niggas go in there.
Come here, baby.
Mm-hmm.
If it's so terrible, at that point, they hadn't made it a camaraderie statement where it was okay. So why would you feel in the middle of slavery, yourself as a slave, reprimanding one of your friends about some behavior and calling him a derogatory ass doggone word like that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And to me, it got a lot to me, it's that Nielsen box. So,
Okay, let me do this.
So I'm gonna keep 100. I'm a deep thinker, bro. So
let's do this.
Deeply.
Let me play this clip that I just found. Y'all check this out.
All right.
You do know black people have been beating up Asians for years, right?
In China, it's normal to act racist towards black people. The difference is Asian people don't usually confront people and announce their views and opinions out loud like a lot of racist whites would, so it's not as well known.
People are protesting for black lives, but now they're using this as an excuse to target the Chinese community.
I won't totally call it racism. We don't think they're inferior humans. We have a fair skin obsession that shows class or caste preference.
Those were just a small fraction of the comments we've seen and even received on social media, illustrating the tension between the black and Asian communities.
These are highly divisive times when Asian Americans are being targeted from coronavirus-related hate, discrimination, and violence, as we've reported in recent months.
And when the Black Lives Matter movement has been reignited as black people continue to die at the hands of police officers at disproportionate rates, the anger and frustration between the black and Asian communities can't be ignored.
So we wanted to explore how we could be allies for each other, how we could combine forces and make positive change that benefits us both. But first, we must understand our long and complicated history.
While there is sometimes anti-Asian sentiment and otherness we feel in interpersonal relationships or encounters on the street, for example, that is very different from the anti-Black, multi-generational systemic violence that's happening.
Bianca Mabute-Louis is an Asian American studies educator and says historical context is key.
But I really try to frame these conversations against this oppression Olympics because, again, it's not helpful, and try to frame for them like that's how, you know, these systems and these white supremacist leaders want us to think.
American Black history is different from other minorities because of slavery. As you move further up America's timeline, though, Mabute-Louis says Black and Asian communities often found themselves in interconnected struggles.
Yellow peril is the stereotype from when Asians first started immigrating to this country for labor and for the gold rush. that Asians are dangerous, that they're dirty, they carry diseases with them.
Mabute Louis says Black communities wrote letters and sent food to Japanese people in internment camps, and Filipino and Chinese organizers in the Bay Area were inspired by the Black Panther Party. But around the late 60s and into the 80s, the model minority stereotype emerged and was even used by President Ronald Reagan.
He wanted to defund social welfare programs. He wanted to dismantle affirmative action. And so what was really convenient for him to use at that time was the model minority stereotype, which is the stereotype that because Asian Americans have a strong work ethic or good family values,
that they are somehow better. That harmful rhetoric helps fuel divisiveness today and did in the following cases. 1982, 27-year-old Vincent Chin is beaten to death.
1991, 15-year-old Latasha Harlins is shot in the back and dies.
2014, NYPD officer Peter Liang shoots and kills Akai Gurley.
2017, an 81-year-old Asian woman is pushed off a Muni platform.
2019 and into 2020, Asian American elder abuse spikes in San Francisco.
2020, boba guys face intense backlash amid reports of racist comments. So where do we go from here? Already we're seeing shows of solidarity across the country and right here in the Bay Area. In Chicago, more than 1,000 marched from a Chinese church to an historically Black one, a show of unity between communities that have both suffered in different ways.
Mabute Louis has created Instagram slides about how to talk to Asian family members and friends about the Black Lives Matter movement. Whatever the method, the systems designed to hold back both the Black and Asian communities is still the same system.
Okay. Okay. Now, that's I think there's more to that, but that's all I found up here on YouTube. And that there is called, wait a minute, I'm going to say the thing because I'm sure they're going to make me cut that out. This is called Understanding the History of Tension Between the Black and Asian Communities. This was posted 8 months ago, and this is an ABC 7 News Bay Area report. Okay, so for anybody who end up watching this in a replay, and you're not watching this live, you're gonna and perhaps I had to cut this out, is because of copyright infringements or whatever, because that belongs to Channel 7.
But that's a news report. They shouldn't have to cut.
No, I've had to cut them out before.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, I've had to cut them out. So I played that because I believe that there is the start of a deeper conversation that needs to be had as far as race relations between us and Asians, because of the tumultuous backlash that we've been having between us. You know, and I'm going to say this: I believe a lot of it too stems from maybe jealousies, anger, because how is it that you just come off the damn boat that you could get a goddamn business in my community? I've been trying to buy that building for years, and they keep telling me I ain't got, but you fresh off the goddamn boat, bitch, and they done gave it to you, and you ain't got to pay no taxes.
Right.
You know, so we have that element to contend with as well. So these are some of the things. Now before we go to commercial break, let me say this, because as a director, my eye went here, and it kind of changed the trajectory of the story for me. Okay. And I'm not nitpicking, but I'm going to point this out. It's awfully funny to me that it was cool when they were side by side and they would give me different camera angles when each reporter was talking. But damn it, when you gave me the close-up shot, why the Asian woman up front and the Black girl all the way in the back? And it's supposed to be a side-by-side story. Okay.
The one thing we learned,
that may be
done on purpose for a motherfucking reason. That is what we learned.
That may exactly. Okay. Now y'all may say I'm nitpicking, and And I know how I am when I get to the top, to the people, I'm like, okay, y'all trying to make something out of nothing. But no, as a director and as a film director,
we know film.
Okay,
right.
We know what it is.
Foreground and background is very serious parts of the filmmaker process for effective reasons. Exactly.
For this to have been a story where we're trying to come together, okay, to put our best foot forward. Why is it that the Asian woman who was lighter skinned was in the front and the black woman was in the back? Now, y'all, did y'all catch the camera angle? Okay.
I was just listening. I didn't see it. I was just listening because I was.
They did a tight close up, but they almost, you know how I forget what they call it, where you distort the background a little bit.
Right. Oh, when you got like a dirty shot.
Yeah, Okay, so it's like really, and this is supposed to be a collaborative story. Interesting. Okay, interesting, but that's just me.
Nope, you lucky I was doing something else because I would have said the same shit. I was just listening, I wasn't looking.
So with that being said, you know,
well, when you come back from commercial, then I'm gonna speak on what I told you.
Okay, it's subconscious messaging. Okay, I ain't crazy. I'm not crazy because we do that all the time. Okay, now that was one of the things that we learned in film and carrying on. Y'all see it in movies all the time where somebody's in the background, but yet they want to capture the shot, but they make the background person less important because the thing is here. Right. Otherwise, they give you the facial expression of the person in the background. Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay, let me take a small little commercial break. When we come back, Red, I want you to go into your thing here, and then we're gonna take it to another thing because this might be a long one tonight, y'all. Because I got a couple things. And listen, while I'm going to this commercial break, y'all get y'all. I need those of you who are trans friendly, or those of you who are against the trans community. I got a question I want to throw to y'all in a few moments. So we gonna talk. Yes, we always do. Come on, David.
Okay, black on. Get into it. Black on. Look at that. David Ford. Right there. That's his thing. Black on. He don't know Tom. Look at that. David Ford. That's his thing. He don't know Tom. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't see the demons. I can't see the demons, but I can see the light.
We are creating black luxury across this country.
Have you tried Big Rob popcorn? It's a wonderful anytime snack that everyone will love. Available in 3 flavors. Grown and sexy, which is the perfect mix of cheddar, cheese, and caramel. Sugar Shack, a fruitful flavored mix of watermelon and apple. So delicious and good. How about spicy butter and white cheddar? Everyone loves it. That's why it's called good. All Big Rob snacks are manufactured in an FDA-approved facility and flash sealed for freshness, safety, and worldwide delivery. To order, call or text 937-367-8650. That's 937-367-8650. Or contact Big Rob via Instagram at HeyBigRob. As the holidays approach, take advantage of the holiday special. Purchase more than 2 bags and receive a free CD. Call or text 937-367-8650 to place your order now. Big Rob popcorn, the perfect snack that you will love. It's so delicious.
Attention all business owners. Use your advertising dollars here. Looking to reach a more diverse audience for your products and your services? Well, this is the platform for you. Dishing Tea Entertainment welcomes all businesses who wish to expand their brands and looking for clientele that's more than grown and sexy, but also the seasoned and sophisticated. For more information on how this spot can be yours, contact Big Meat at 404-914-5610 or go to our website at www.dishingtea.com. Be bold, be unique, be the tea with a unique body oil fragrance from the Sensuality Fragrance Collection. The Sensuality Collection embodies a unique array of customized original scents created by Big Meat. Indulge yourself in such fragrances as eye candy, foreplay, anticipation, shower fresh, naked beauty, or pay homage to the motherland and choose an oil from our exclusive Wakanda collection. Over 17 different scents that will tantalize your senses. Order yours today. Log on to www.dishingtea.com for more information. Because remember, it's all about the tea. Sensuality, that is. All right, and we are back, darling. Okay, wait a minute. Princess say, honey, I'm tempted to get that good, honey. Okay.
I want my popcorn.
Listen, I promise y'all, I never thought popcorn should be sweet. I think sweet popcorn is nasty. But that motherfucking, what's it called?
It's called Sugar Shack.
Sugar Shack. Oh, you still got a whole bag of that? Can I give you the money for that? I swear to God, I'll sing all around that right now. I'm not fucking playing. I'm dead ass serious.
Don't you start with the popcorn.
That's fucking serious. Y'all don't understand. That shit changed my whole motherfucking life. Cause I was like, I don't like sweet popcorn. Sweet popcorn is dumb. It don't seem like it's supposed to be.
You know what?
Listen.
Please stop teasing me.
Your popcorn coming.
Yours is on the way.
Yours on the way.
It's on the way.
You have to write by me. And you do.
Too. I got my fundy wine.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. Well, wait a minute, because I want to keep this there. But yeah, I got. You want it? Yeah, $10.
Okay, I'm coming to get it.
Yeah, I got one.
All right, I'm coming to get it.
Yeah, let's do this before I go, because I want to go here. But Red, I want you to give us this story, because this is still dealing with what we're dealing with right now. Go ahead.
Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, there was
But no, go ahead. I'm just following you in, so you got it. Go ahead.
Okay, there was a situation today with one of my nieces. I was en route to take care of some other business, and pretty much her mom and I got a phone call. She was being harassed at her place of work or employment. Okay, so we just happened to be close to where she worked at, so we got right off the interstate to go up there to see what was going on at her job. Well, when we get there, come to find out, an Asian American having some terrible day or something. He's driving crazy through the drive-through that she worked at. So when you drive with speed up and stop abruptly, his mirror hits the doggone window where you pick up your order. He in turn cusses her out and tells her that she's going to pay for his mirror, telling her she better have some type of assurance. All kind of MF is and MF is that, and well, just straight hostile, not knowing that you're talking to a 16-year-old child. She's done with it, so that's why she blew the whistle. And we showed up.
I've been backstage for a long time.
When I get there, this man has thrown such a tantrum that he's blocking the drive-through to the restaurant. Said he's not moving to somebody do something about his car. Nobody can go through, and y'all not taking an order. So they run that. So the people that work there are outside trying to keep customer service up, walking car to car, getting the orders, going back, making the orders, paying the orders, back and forth on foot because he won't let the cars through. And the people that was in the line already, they couldn't get out. When they got the orders, after they got the situation, they had to back out of the line because he wouldn't move. So as I'm sitting there, frustrated about what I'm seeing, and I'm like, well, in my mind, I'm going, they just complaining about being picked on.
Right.
So I walk around to the drive-thru, and I walk up to the car, and I say, excuse me, do you mind moving your car around and get it out of the way? He rolls the window down. Are you a manager? This and that, and he started talking. He's belligerent with it. And I said, look, move your car. You can pull it around to the parking space, or you can put it in front of the building. He was like, well, I'm not going anywhere. Should somebody do something about it? And then he just steady yelling. I said, okay, I'm going to ask you one more time. And when I said I'm going to ask you one more time, he just looked crazy. And he was like, he said, are you the manager? And I was like, you know what? How about I manage the motherfucking bust a cap in your ass? Move this motherfucking car before I get pissed off or I help your ass with it. Okay?
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, your English becomes clear and that motherfucking car moves to the front of the building.
Okay.
My problem is this. My problem is this. I wasn't the big, black, mean, bad, gang-banging guy when I first approached.
Right.
You requested him. You all make these requests and then play victim when the authorities get there. The point I'm trying to make, don't act like you are so oppressed on the things that you have gone through. Yes, I feel bad. Yes, I pray every day. I don't wish no harm to no nationality. No bashing, no racism. I'm not with that. But one of my main problems is when it's self-inflicted based on you being the aggressor and then playing victim in order for your doggone personal gain based on what the Anglo-Saxons that stole this country taught your ancestors and they instilled in you. And today you walking around here not liking me because of the color of my skin and you don't even know why you don't like me.
Oh, that part.
So again, what if in a perfect world we had you locked up for, how about this? Let's pick one of their laws that they put in their book, Meech. Let's see. Let's pick one of their good ones. Oh, child endangerment. She was 16.
Right. Hello.
Really? Terroristic threats.
That one. That's 16. One. That's the one.
So now you got a class 4 and a class 3. trying to figure out what the problem, where the black people were the problem.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh.
See, because if you were in Decatur, where there probably wasn't another Asian motherfucker for 20 miles,
well,
they'd have beat your ass just for shits and giggles on Flat Shoals Parkway.
Ooh.
So, again, these situations that happen, are they putting themselves in that position because of their personal doggone issues with the color of the black man's skin?
Well,
because a lot of us, we don't act out, we react out.
Oh, all right. Bring you back on in. We react out. How about that? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. You ready, Nick? Okay. Let me unmute you because she was. Okay. So,
I just calmed down because I was doing other stuff. I didn't want you to. I came back in when you saw Unsolo Red, and you just was looking at the black curtain.
Yeah.
But then everybody still keep talking to me a little bit, but I'm still in here. You, I'll stay up.
Yeah. No. You had started talking. I have muted your mic because I heard you talking. See, what happens is the feature here is not like everything else. When I go solo, y'all are still up, but your mics are still hot.
Oh, I thought when you went solo, we was
No, it's not. It's
okay,
not.
well, I'm a mute
No,
because
it's not like a cam down.
I'm listening, but I'm a mute.
Yeah. It's a difference. It's a difference than camming you down or taking you out of the frame. When I just soloed you, you're still in. It's just that I just like, it's kind of like I gave him the close-up shot. Okay. So yeah. But having said all that, Red, it was very interesting, the timing of this, because Red and I were talking earlier. I said, "Oh yeah, I got to put the show together," and I said, "Yeah," because I was telling him about the subject about this shit with the Asian community and these killings. And then when he called me, he said, "You ain't gonna believe this." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "We just got a call. And somebody's, sitting up here with Denise." I said, "Oh, well, shit, do I need to pull up now? I'm way on the other side of Neverwhere. Okay. I'm out here on Roswell Road and shit. Okay. Now, to give you an equivalent, but when he said Flash Road Parkway, think Dexter. Davidson and Dexter. Okay.
Okay.
Think Davidson
Now it makes sense.
Okay. Okay. Now, when I say I'm way out here on fucking Roswell Road, think Stevenson Highway.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm way on the other side of Neverwhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you.
When he got the call, he said, "Oh, well, wait a minute. We right here at the damn exit, I said, "Well, just hell, pull up, And then when he told me, he said, "You just ain't gonna believe this." And when he was telling the story, I was like, "What? It doesn't get any better than this." As far as talk about timing and what it is that, oh no, girl, bye, well, if Meech would have showed up. The whole thing of it is, listen, you know what? I'm very fortunate that my stylist does all my talking. Okay, I'm fortunate that way. I'm a gentle giant because I don't like to necessarily have to get ready to go to fisticuffs. I come in and I want to assess the situation. Okay. Now we only gonna be so many motherfuckers. Okay, and carrying on. And then I know I have to monitor myself because Essie Lorraine monitors, she comes up out of me. Okay.
Well, see, the problem you got here in Atlanta, Georgia, is the problem that if we pull up and you standing there trying to be cordial and fix the situation, and I hear you more than once talk nice, and somebody calls you a bitch, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna go in their mouth.
And boom. See? Boom.
And it's just too late then. It's all too late then.
Know what? And that's the difference on the pull-up. Because a lot of times I haven't had to pull up on folk like that in a long time. Because you're on the pull-up, no, all bets are off. And and I had to be in that mindset that all bets are motherfucking off. Bitch, no. Because then all of a sudden, all I hear in my head is my Wonder Woman theme song.
But think about this, me. What if he was so fucked up that he thought he was about that car and motherfucking goddamn take a chance?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And the sad thing is that that's the world that we're living in now. Okay, thanks to reality television and thanks to this so-called courage that a lot of folks have. And then quite frankly, a lot of folks do not have a quality of life or at least think about their lifespan. Do you know, folks, there's a lot of folks here who did not believe that they were going to see 30. Okay?
Yeah.
And now that they have, then it's like, okay, now what? You know, those of us who made it to 50, I have one of my new sons out in California. I have to remind him, now he's 2 years older than me. I said, baby, you're about to be 52. You did, the world and the cards said that you weren't supposed to be here. And you did everything in your power to make sure that that was supposed to happen. With your drinking and your drugging and your this and your that and carrying on. Okay, you made sure that that was supposed to be a reality, but you are here. And now that you're here, baby, hell, Mama Patty, all of her sisters and stuff died before they were 45. So when she was 49, she was scared to death the day before her birthday. Because she didn't ever think that she was going to make it to 50, which is why a lot of her earlier shows, when she was real out there, because she was giving everything, because she didn't think she was going to live. So now that she's on the precipice of turning 77 this year, no, 77. So this is 27 years after what she thought she wasn't going to make. Okay, a full life. So folks are not looking at their lifespan or their quality of life, their lifespan, because of what it is that the children, whatever this is, you know, maybe there's despair, maybe there's a lack of hope, maybe, you know, there's no positive reinforcements. I mean, hell, we talked about that the other day. It used to be shit on the TV all the time that gave us this little shit. We had that in the cartoons. We had that in other areas and stuff, you know, to where we were constantly, we had the Boys and Girls Club, we had sports, we had all kinds of community activities. There were the bowling leagues. Remember, we had bowling, we had roller skating. We had, you know, the softball leagues. We had how many of y'all play dodgeball and shit? Okay, we had those kinds of things that instilled hope in that, and we were looking long term. You know, I mean, hell, even in our finances, how many we were never really taught the idea of money. We were taught to save, but we weren't taught to save for long term. You were taught to save to buy what you want to buy. You know, but if you want to get it, you got to save. You got to put your money up. You got to save for it. But we weren't thinking about long term as far as, okay, down the line when you retire, when you become old like your grandmama, you need some money. And we weren't talking like that. You know, so life expectancies and stuff is that so old boy want to feel Frogger or want to feel he was Bruce Lee for the day. Okay. That could have went a whole motherfucking different kind of way.
Exactly.
Okay. So you know that
everybody knows me. That anybody who know me, they already know which way it could have went.
You know, so be that as it may. Okay. Now here we go. Let me go here because I think that her dropping down in the comments might do her some good right about now. Because I want to go here. And that there is, Red sent me something last night, goddamn it. And I almost jumped through my damn skin. Okay.
Do tell.
I don't have any here with me because it was just a picture. But we now have our very first Black-owned condom company. Okay. Yeah, I said it. Black-owned condom company. Okay. Now, here's the tea. The stun is this. The child has been in existence since 2011, and I know nothing about it until last night. Now, the damn thing about it, okay. I'm finna put the link up here.
Please do.
Okay. www.bcondoms.com. Okay. The letter B, condoms.com. Okay. And hopefully, I'm hoping I was gonna say tomorrow, but we're not gonna be here tomorrow. But hopefully I can get him to come on. If I don't get him Sunday, I'm hoping I can get him for next week. Okay. But this here is absolutely amazing. And for so many reasons. One being that we have someone here who has taken the time to educate himself on sexual health, men's sexual health, and what it means to be in this business, what it means to have condoms that fit, all of that. Okay. Understanding. Now, wait a minute. Now, y'all want to hear something cute? Here's the DeGaga. Okay. The DeGaga is that the damn condoms are vegan free. I mean, they're vegan condoms. Right. Wait a minute. I'm gonna solo you on that look. I'm gonna solo you on that look. I'm gonna solo that look. Yeah.
Does that work? Because the condom is for usage for said penis, right?
Right.
Is penis not meat?
But the condom is vegan. Now let's go here, because one of the things that we have to consider is that most times people are allergic to the latex. Okay, and it could be the ingredients, how they put it together, how they make it, and this, that, and other, the chemicals or whatever that is. So he's found a process and a company to where the condoms are vegan. Okay.
So biodegradable.
Well, you know how they say, hey, but you know how they say you can't have your cake and eat it too?
Don't you stop.
Well, he told them they a goddamn lie. You can have your meat and suck it too.
Well, how about that? How about that? Okay. Now,
you know where we going with it.
One of the things that I do believe is that I know as a former HIV counselor, one of the things that we had learned back in the day was that when they started making black condoms, that they made black condoms for black men, because they were saying that the shaft is much wider, okay, than our Caucasian counterparts. So black condoms were their way of marketing to black men. It's just that they never marketed it like that. They just marketed it as colors and glow in the darks and this, that, and the other. However, I'm looking forward to learning more about him. Right now, I do know that he has.
Hold on. You miss. It's something you're missing. It's something you're missing.
What?
Okay. When you read into the site, I read into the packaging and I read into the brochure stuff, right?
Right.
Peep the game. Just like we piggyback it off here. The last conversation we had was about black and Asians, right?
Right.
Is not Malaysia an Asian motherfucking state of a country?
That's right. Right.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
They are manufactured in Malaysia for black men.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Right. How about that? Okay.
Do you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
That's cute.
I get it.
That's cute.
That's a prime example is that we can do it. We can be one.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. That just stumped me. But here's the thing too. One of the things about this, because I was listening to an interview with him and he said this, and I thought this was fantastic. He said one of the things that, you know, that we've been saying all the time is ownership. We as blacks need to have ownership, you know, in stuff. He said, now, hell, we already own the nightclubs. The nightlife is what we own. We party. We spend so much money already, but we don't own shit. And the condom industry is like a $300 billion industry that blacks don't have no parts of, but we fucking like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the question becomes this. Okay. For those of you who use condoms, and I'm saying it like this because if you don't, this is not a judgment or nothing. Okay. If you don't use them all the time, this is not a judgment. The question is, when is the right time to have the discussion about when you're not going to use them? When do you have that discussion? Okay.
Boy, you fucking with people right now. You playing too much right now.
No.
well, okay. Let's try to
because here's the thing. While you're processing,
because that's a touchy ass subject, Niche. That is.
I know. Literally. Okay.
Yeah, that part.
Literally. And the reason is because oftentimes, you know, let's just be honest. If the dick, ass, or pussy is good, honey, okay, we end up going into these particular things and we start to act as if we are in love, in lust, infatuated, or whatever the case may be. And we end up trusting folks, what, in my opinion, sometimes too soon or whatever, or because that moment was right, you know, then you end up trusting this person just on GP because now you done got so involved in the moment and wanted to create this, and you done got hot, nutted, and bothered to where now the next time, or maybe in round number 2, y'all decide to say, okay, now I ain't gonna put this on because shit, this done got hot or whatever the case may be, blah, 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 blah. But when do you have that discussion? When you consciously make the decision to say, I'm not going to wear a condom. Let's not do condoms. Right. Okay. When do we have that discussion, if at all, or do we, particularly those of us who got to put them on, do we automatically just phase into it and just feel as though, oh, you trust me, I trust you? You know, do we get hot, nutted, and bothered? Because I know in the alphabet world, honey, hell.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Now, so you finna make me go here. You finna make me go here, Mish. That's why I was trying to get away from that. Okay. Look.
Come on, because I got my backup out here. How late will bring you in a minute, girl?
This right here pisses me off.
What?
Okay. We are in a world of motherfucking sexuality and intimacy where a motherfucker will suck your dick like it's the last Charms blow pop, and the motherfucking goddamn get double bonus gun points when they get done with it. Okay? And then as soon as they done doing that, they have a condom.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
At that point,
right. I mean, if you really think about it like this, let's just say you're a drug user, right?
Right.
And the drug you have, you can rub it in your skin and it will slowly affect you. Or you can digest it.
For the slow people, that would be
or you can digest it and have it affect you right away. Now, like you said, you could go ahead and put the condom on and still get whatever from the skin to skin touch. Or you could just take that straight on and ingest it to the pink.
Okay.
And we don't equate one with the other for some strange reason.
Well, here's the thing. Oftentimes, none of that is equated because, the education tells us that, oral sex or going down on the slob on the knob or whatever the case is, however you term that was the least riskiest of the behavior. Okay, as far as HIV infection is concerned. The only way that you will be able to transmit HIV through oral sex is if you got sores and stuff in your mouth. And yes, that includes the canker sore children. You got the little canker sores because you ate too many spicy foods and they ate a hole in your damn lip and shit. Yes, because if you doing somebody who's HIV positive, any hole or whatever, or if you got bleeding gum because you don't brush your teeth, that's why you don't brush your teeth before you do a blowjob. Because you could scratch it. Most of y'all got medium or hard bristles. You end up scratching your gums. That there will cause a direct line of HIV infection into your bloodstream, which is why you don't do that. Okay. So that there is how you can become HIV infected through oral sex. Okay. Now, here's the thing. For those of y'all who are lovely old swallowers, if you know the person's HIV or suspect or whatever, or maybe you're just dumb, and not, I'm gonna say dumb. Maybe that's not a discussion that you had and you just don't know, okay? And you are a swallower, okay? Or you're not a swallower, and let this child come in your mouth. The thing is that it is best for you to swallow it, because to spit it, the force of you canker it up to spit it out can cause it to the residue to cause it to rupture something in your mouth, and it could get in that way. The stomach acids, if you go ahead on and just swallow it, your stomach acid will kill it. But that's provided that you have no sores or nothing in your mouth. So that's where it gets real tricky.
So basically, you better off being a throat baby.
Basically. So that's
disclaimer. To all the female swallowers watching,
you can call me. You're so stupid. Now, unless the information has changed, and this is why, because I get tested, I go get HIV tests every 6 months. I've been doing that since I was 16. So I always go in and ask what has changed and things of that nature, because I've always said that the prevention message is antiquated. Because they keep trying to tell you need condoms, you need condoms, you need condoms, you need condoms. And now that we got this PrEP out here, okay, and it's and PrEP is an anti-HIV med that they're trying to get everybody to be on so you don't catch it. And this, that, and the other. Because we got that out here, a lot of folks now decide, they went back to raw dogging, and they raw dog everybody. Okay, they raw dogging everybody or whatever, and that's their preferred method. The porn that went back to raw dogging, and carrying on. We don't even have a lot of porn anymore that have condom usage, and now that everybody got a fucking OnlyFans page or whatever, it's all amateur, so it's not regulated. This is what you do in your own business. So because of that, there are those of us out there who say, I'm condoms only, condoms only, condoms only. But when did you get to a point where you done built up enough trust to say, okay, let's not use this? And I'm going to take that across the board, because one of the things, see, with the alphabet children, we have to deal with HIV/AIDS. We still got to deal with all the other STIs that are there. On top of that, for my heterosexual children, y'all got all of that to contend with, plus pregnancy. Okay, so Now what? When did you have that conversation to say, okay, let's not use condoms or whatever? And when you have that conversation, are you genuine with it? Are you honest with yourself about it? Or are you faking the funk because you're just trying to get some straight up ass and just want to really raw dog and don't feel like fucking with it?
Okay, well, see, first of all, you gotta have that conversation with yourself first. With the understanding, okay, what are you in this for?
Oh, good. That's pretty good.
Got to the point where you have determined you're going to be sexually active with this individual.
Okay.
Now, in the end, if you on a straight up hookup, I just want to bud, and you on that level, this conversation is lost on you. Because in the end, if you just thinking I want to fuck, then you already thinking I want to fuck raw. More times than not, those two things go hand in hand. Because in the end, you got to have it. You got to have that feeling. You got to bust it quality life. Because we all know
quality
that.
Life, if you don't quit playing with my nerve. Wait a minute. Elena, come on up here and get this boy. Come and get this man.
All right, Elena is in the goddamn room tonight. Ain't no
this man. Quality nut. Lord Jesus.
What up, girl?
I'm not calling no goddamn body.
But okay, yeah. So basically, you just want to bust it wide open and handle biz on that level. That's your thought process. And like I said, that part is lost. But if you're trying to be in an actual legitimate relationship with somebody and your feelings have gone toward the feelings of allure and amour, and you want to make love to that person, or at least have some nice sexual relations, at that point, knowing that that is your feeling, you must see, first of all, that feeling is mutual. And then when you get to that point, let's have the whole conversation. Let's not go with the levels. You know how you want this to play out. Yes, at this point, young lady, I want us to have sex, okay? I feel you, you feel me. I want us to feel each other. But in the same token, I'm hoping that this continues more than just this one time. And because of that, I want us to have a full understanding. At some point, I want us to have exclusivity and full openness, okay? I want us to be able to do all things. Lick them, feel them, touch them, suck them, cream them, all of that, okay?
Cream them, well.
Again, listen to me, Eric, again. You making a point again. Yeah, everybody wants to put their mouth on something and then they want to cover it up when it's time to stick it in. I'm trying to figure out the goddamn common sense in that right there.
Right, I get that. But like I said, at that point, you had that discussion. It's like, okay, what do we need to do to feel comfortable enough to get to this point? Do we need to go on and get individually tested? Do we need to go ahead and have an understanding that, okay, we're going to work it out this way for a month, and if we still feel this way, now we fucking raw dog? Do we need to say, okay, look, I have this rule. I only do this after so many times or after I feel in a certain way. But in the end, we know it ain't going to go down like that. In the end, we're basing it off of...
But you know what, though? You just said something, too, that was at one time, Eric, that was a thing that couples that were trying to put themselves in a position of a total monogamy, that was a thing that they did, and it was a togetherness trust bill thing. They go get HIV tested together as a date, and they discuss their results, and they you know what I'm saying? It's some type of, it's an intimate bonding between two people that decide to doggone take it to of exclusivity, like you said, in monogamy. You know what I'm saying? When they want to doggone take it to the point where, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm ready for you. You know what I'm saying? I need you to goddamn skeet down my throat. I need you to motherfucking drop your nuts on my goddamn nose. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Go on, you know. I'm sorry, Meech. I wouldn't. You know.
But then you know you got to look at it. You got to look at it to what aspect of this are you at? Are you at the aspect where you just it's a Monday night and you just trying to fuck? And some Monday night and let's keep it real. If it's somebody that you ready to fuck, guess what? 9 times out of 10 you ain't wearing no fucking condom.
like I said earlier in the convo, in the end, if you just out for a friendly fuck, you want the whole experience.
I'm gonna put this up on the table too, because see, we're of a certain age and carrying on, and hell, for those of us who are on all kinds of different kinds of medications and carrying on, medications are having sexual side effects, child. It's taking me all day to keep this motherfucker up anyway. Now you talking about now I got to
you don't have that problem. Thank you, Jesus.
And put on a rubber on top of it. Okay.
It already ain't quite what it need to feel like.
Just squeeze the hell out of it.
Baby, bring the shit up, motherfucker. Okay. Anyway.
Hey, I got a message for you, Meech. Meech, I got a message for you. All right.
Well,
knock it against the wall 30 times and shit, and he stands straight up. Put on a white boy condom so the bottom of the condom will be like a cock ring. And he gonna stay up there forever. Just don't take the condom off. Because when you take it off, it's gonna be like spaghetti.
Which I
tell you.
Well, on my side of the world, I've known a couple of strippers who use condoms as cock rings.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I do too.
I know that's some tight too. Good God Almighty.
Right. But see, but throwing that into the mix, for those of us who, which is why I go to the CDC all the time when I go take my HIV test. I ask them that question. I'm like, listen, what are you guys doing? Because a lot of the drugs and stuff that you're giving for hypertension and blood pressure and psychotropic drugs you're carrying on, diabetes and this, that, and other, all of those medicines have sexual side effects, which is why now this is I'm speaking only conspiracy theory right now, which is why I believe when they tell us that Black men and stuff are high, we are on the high end of having hypertension and diabetes and all that kind of shit, all these heart problems, then y'all put us on all this damn medicine and see reproduction, that's a means of ending reproduction in some regards, you know what I'm saying? But that's just a conspiracy theory on my part. I have no truth about it or whatever. I just know that there's a number of folks, I've run into a number of people, and hell, just putting my business out there, I'm on this damn metoprolol. Okay, no, it's called metoprolol. I'm sorry. Metoprolol. And that's a heart and blood pressure medicine, child, and shit. Me and this girl, I've gone to my doctor on a number because I'm like, bitch, what the fuck you got me on? Okay, you know what I'm saying? And so because of that, when it comes down to our sexual health, as those of us who are of the male species, and you have a penis, okay? And I'm saying it that way because my trans men out there, you may not experience the same type of male health issues, okay?
I do.
Okay. In this regard, because you don't have a penis. But for the most part, those of us there,
no, you don't.
Men's sexual health or men's health period. Y'all heard me say this before. When it comes down to us taking care of ourselves, everything revolves around us having sex. Okay, we got to make sure this so that we can have better this. Everything. Make sure you take your vitamins because your vitamins will make sure you got your vitality in the bedroom. Everything about men's health always revolves. The key element takes us right back to sex. Okay, and so our problems and our
pills. They got vitamins and pills and all this enhancement stuff for the doggone girth and the doggone length and the strength of a doggone male counterpart, right? For sex, correct?
Right.
Okay. Why they don't never make nothing to make your tongue longer or harder, or you know what I'm saying?
You know what? If you walk up on a good piece of, your tongue will get long and hard all by itself. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, but when it get long and hard, do they have a pill to increase the speed?
Oh, I don't need pill.
Are you serious, sir?
I don't need a pill for anything.
Yeah, it's called speed.
It's just the understanding that we want to have.
Okay.
But you know what I'm real grateful for? I'm grateful for that I had my 3 children before I was on any medication at all.
How about that? Okay. Wait a minute. This child said what? Princess say, if they did red, I'd be the first in line.
Oh, hold on.
Wait a minute. Chris, they do. Jay Simmons had it. Really?
Yes, he did, honey. Okay. He could have had me put my boot into my shooter, honey. I would have been right over.
But I brought all this up because, see, like I said, what I'm hoping to get his name is Jason Pando. He's the owner of B Condoms. Okay. And I don't know if you heard this, Helena, but B Condoms are our very first and only Black-owned condom maker. Okay. And condom line. Okay. And they're vegan condoms. Okay.
Hey, who?
Vegan.
Meaning you can eat them and swallow them?
You had to tell it, didn't you?
Well, shit, I don't. Y'all stop laughing at me. Y'all know I'm sensitive shit.
But she said it so seriously. Like, she said that so seriously. She said, well, wait a minute, you can eat them and swallow them? No, I'm waiting.
Okay.
We could get him on the show. But I think they're vegan because, some folks are allergic to latex and Kano because of how they
Okay.
Okay.
Before that, you were talking about swallowing, cum, and all this, so I just...
Right. Okay. Wait a minute. What Chris said? Chris said, so somebody out there must be eating them. But no, well, I don't know about eating them, Chris, but his condoms they're all vegan condoms. I don't think he has any flavored ones that I saw. That are the flavored condoms were specifically for oral sex. So you could taste this, that, and the other, blah 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 blah. So you could have the experience of saying, okay, I'm sucking on the dick, but I'm not really eating the rubber. I'm tasting the flavor. I couldn't stand the flavor.
That flavor never tasted like
it never tasted right.
Strawberry was horrible.
I've always felt like it always made my tongue feel like it was thick. I think I'm allergic to the taste of it or something. Because every time I've tried it, I was like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong?
Have you ever? How come nobody has ever taken the recipe from fruit by the foot and made condoms that you can actually eat?
I don't know why they got edible panties.
And they taste horrible.
Well, they do. Yeah, they do. See, Lanier says, I've always said that we can't blame people for lack of condom usage because the emotions during sex are sometimes so extremely spontaneous that the responsibility gets lost in the mix. Also, is not being a priority is sometimes because it is unnatural to have a barrier between you and your partner. So it can easily slip one's mind. However, we must consider it because of the STIs out here. And Lanier, you know what? Here's the thing. I agree with you 1,000% on that. I'm going to piggyback on that by saying we all know that. And in this day and age, I always said this. I can't fault you right or wrong, and I'm talking as a former HIV counselor. I know what my sex practices are, and my thing is, whatever you do, when you go look in the mirror, I love what Della Reese said this on Vicki Lawrence show. She said, when I go look in the mirror to brush my teeth, the few I have left, when I go look at and brush my teeth, I always know that I could look at myself in the mirror versus drop my head in the face bowl. Because anytime I can't face myself, there's a problem. Okay.
That's a problem in my life, honey.
Okay. So whatever you do, good, bad, or indifferent, because we got some of y'all out there that's trying to, y'all trying to infect as many people as you can and this, that, and the other. Because you mad because it happened to you. There's some of y'all out there trying to get sick because y'all want the benefits of having the programs and the this and the that. Okay, they call y'all, I don't know if y'all heard this, but they call bug chasers. Okay. But whatever you do, just make sure that you are man enough, woman enough, okay, trans enough, bi enough, okay, tri enough. Whatever you consider yourself, okay, non-binary enough, okay, to say that I'm going to accept the consequences.
Right, and stop trying to throw blame, because at the end of the day, if it's two people interacting, like I tell people all the time, first of all, if you getting it in with somebody, let's keep it real, especially if it's just a thing. How many people gonna, yo, I want to fuck you, but I got syphilis? How many people gonna walk the fuck up to you and say that?
Right. That says, okay, now be honest. Now say that, because that's the other thing now. Let's go there. Because one of the things about condom usage is that there's so much shit out here to where condoms ain't gonna protect you from everything. Because herpes is one of those particular diseases that condoms will not protect you from.
And not only that, what a lot of people, what bothers me, and it's been going on this for years, is really sad, because you still have a large population of men who do not know how to put on a condom properly.
We talked about that the other day.
Yes, and I'm glad that you said that too, because that there is the other problem. While they don't fit right, you know, while you thinking that it is too tight or whatever, because you didn't pinch the tip to make sure that you get the air out, and you have to pinch it enough to where you give yourself room for when you squirt it.
That part.
Okay, you have to have room.
Explode all over the place, honey.
Right. However, that there is where we are with this particular conversation. So I think people would want to actually made
it's a black-owned company. It's a black-owned company. It's catering to our brothers, obviously. I'm not trying to be funny. If you know this product is not for you, please don't put yourself in a position where we have to go in the vagina looking for the product. Okay.
Well, you know what? Now he said something that he said that about and this here about honesty again. Men, we have to be honest with ourselves, because all of y'all love going to go buy them goddamn magnums and shit, knowing that you ain't Magnum.
Living that Magnum life for real.
Knowing you ain't Magnum, and see, now I'm gonna say this, because it's not always about length. Because you think you're supposed to be Magnum because you've been blessed with 9 or better, okay? And God help you, God bless you, honey. Call me later. Anyway, but the thing of it is that oftentimes you don't put them on correctly, and they get lost, or that's how it slips off, because you're in the wrong size. Okay.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong size. That sometimes you know they do come to where it's tight because you need the girth. Okay, we as black men, honey, we are rather girthy for the most part.
Yeah,
so you have to make sure that you have to that otherwise you get that pinch, that tightness around the base. Or if it don't go all the way down, and that's another thing, it doesn't have to go all the way down, children. Yeah. Everybody think that they're supposed to go all the way down, or it ain't the right. No, it doesn't have to go all the way down. It's a barrier so that when you squirt and you shoot off, honey, you're collecting the fluid so that you don't pass the bodily fluids.
Oh,
okay.
Do you think it fucks with men when they trying to play that Magnum game and they pull out and that's the only thing they pull out and they leave whatever up inside? Do you think that mess with their psyche?
Hell yeah.
Like, nigga, you made me spend my money on Magnum, nigga. You leaving the Magnum up at me and you gone.
but you know what? And to conquer that, but see, this is what folks don't think about. And oh Lord, okay. Well, y'all know how I talk. Fuck it. I had to find this out this way, because the female condoms, which I need to ask this man, Mr. Panda, if he's going to invest in those as well or create those, because the female condom, it will give you exactly what you need without having to buy the magnums, because what it is that you have that wide base. The way how it's supposed to is the female condom, it could be inserted inside the woman up to an hour or so before she has sex. And so the wideness of it is to protect the outside so that he could just go in and fucking be ready. Well, for the alphabet children, honey, if you got somebody who's extremely girthy, okay, girth, the female condom, what you do is you take that little ring out of it, and you take it and put it on like a regular condom. And if you're girthy, honey, that bitch works wonders. It works absolute wonders. Okay? But a lot of folks don't know that. A lot of folks don't know that. Okay? And so because of that, you know, this is part of that miseducation. But these kinds of shows, we don't do these kinds of shows, you know, on an open platform because of the risque nature and this, that, and other. People get embarrassed. People get whatever. Wait a minute. I like this. What you say? Come on, the female condom doesn't sell because we all know as men are supposed to be the ones buying the rubbers. Well, you know what? That's a good point, Chris. But here's the other thing. I'm going to tell you something. And this is what I learned back in the 90s. When they started making the female condom, it was supposed to be for anal sex. But they didn't know how to market that condom. So they made it to be a female condom. And that's what it was. Okay. And so now, because of that, it got all of the attention. But I like what Chris said, because women don't buy rubbers like that. And on top of it, you know, when you go to the health centers and go to the HIV places, they usually don't pass those out because those motherfuckers are expensive.
Yes.
They are very expensive. So they won't necessarily pass them out. Now, I got a whole shitload of them over here. Okay, I got to check the expiration dates because I've been having them for a couple of years now. But
shitload of what?
Female condoms.
Can I ask a question?
I hope I got an answer.
Okay. What exactly were you doing with the female condom?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, you didn't hear the first part of this particular thing, did you? When I said I learned that a man who is extremely girthy, that a female condom works best. You take the inside part out that look like a cock ring, what's supposed to be the silicone part that a woman uses because you squeeze it to put it up in her, or you take that ring out and then you put it on the man, honey, like a regular condom, honey, and then handle your business. Because I prefer those over a Magnum. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean for it to get that quiet. Oh shit! Did it start raining cotton? Thing about those bug chasers is that for some of them, spreading is a fetish, which is true. That's so true. There are people out there jabbing people with infected needles in crowds and forcing themselves onto people to spread it. I can't fuck with that because you're absolutely right with that, Chris. You're absolutely right with that. I buy Magnum, 40 Smith & Wesson, keeps my wrist in shape. Okay. I see so many guys at my job at the sex shop buying Magnums. They be guys my height, 5'6" or shorter. I see that many guys buy Magnums. I'm like, one or more so many of you mofos are lying. Stop it. Okay, right.
Okay, the whole thing to the Magnum is like jewelry. You hear me?
Oh, really? I didn't know. So they stopped selling them? I didn't know that, Lanier. He said, in case you didn't know, sex shops no longer sell female condoms. Wow.
Right. I was going to say, you can't find those anymore. But on the other hand, with the Magnum, you it's jewelry in the urban communities.
Right.
It's it's accessory. It's in your wallet for when you open to pay for something and they see the gold thing in your wallet.
Right, but see, here's the ticket, because see, all the other condom companies that got that way to where the gold wrapper mean, you know, that's the sign of Magnum. But all I'm seeing is gold, and all the other companies that did that too. So, and then, I don't know if this was proven or not, but it was said that a lot of the other packages, their gold packages were supposed to be in the larger condom, but that was never proven to me.
I seen a couple of gold packages that had XL on them.
Right. Okay. So you know, with that being said, yeah. So all right.
But you know what? But you know what? I bet you can go. I bet you can go to a local health department. I bet you can still get female condoms.
They have them on Amazon.
Those are the ones that you're gonna get them. You say on Amazon, but
yeah, a 12 pack is $165.
Yes, honey, they're very expensive.
So
But
if
you,
you don't
but,
Yeah,
have
they got
no
them
girth
buy
and
one
you're a
get
man,
one.
if you're a man and you don't have no girth, don't spend that money because you're gonna be mad as hell.
I'm telling you, girl, I'm telling you the honest to God truth. I'm telling you the honest to God truth, honey. And the reason, see, okay, let me tell you. Okay, here we go. What we were talking about. Here we go.
Come on, bring it on, Daddy.
The reason why I found out was because everything in my spirit this day made me tell this boy to strap up. Okay. So much so to where I was shaking because it was like I was having anxiety. Okay. Uh,
I
because
thought
it
you
was
were going to say you was having an orgasm.
no. I was no, this is before we got started. Because what it was, both of us were versatile. Are versatile. So it was like, well, he let me do him without one, and I was cool with that. So okay, I'll return the favor. It was one of those kind of days. But everything in me said, no, tell this boy to strap up. Okay.
Y'all were bartering?
Not really.
No, not really a barter. It's
But
not a barter.
it's called around the world.
Right. Around the world in a day. Okay.
Right.
So
around the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Or pancake.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm just writing this shit down, bro. Don't mind me. I'm in school, bro. I'm in school.
Yeah, it's all pancakes because
Yeah.
you know
Halfway around the world is me just doing you. All the way around the world.
around the world, right? Right.
Me.
That and then I said, oh, it's called pancake because you know pancake ain't done until you flip it. So you gotta okay. Anyway, but like I said, for us, it was that, and then what ended up happening was he ended up calling me like a few days later and was like, I left my medicine there. And I said, oh, okay, you know, and this, that, and other, so-and-so gonna come get in and blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, well, where is it? He said, well, it's in the bathroom up under the counter. And that kind of pissed me off. I was like, nigga, what the hell are you doing in the bathroom up under the sink and shit, up under the counter? What, right? At that time, I was still working in the HIV field. So I knew the medicines. And when I went to go grab the medicines, honey, they were HIV meds. He was on Combivir and Crixivan. And when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck is this? And what pissed me off even further was that we had the conversation. In fact, he initiated the conversation to ask me if I was positive or not. And I said, no. And I told him I get tested every 6 months. I said, well, what about you? He told me no. He said, no, I'm not. But you know, he had a bout with cancer, so he had this gash, like right at the crack of his ass or whatever. And it was a surgical scar. And so we had this conversation. Okay. So after I found that, I was so mad to where I was deliriously happy. There was such a calm and a peace that came over me. But I told him, I can't see you right now because I don't know. I have no control over what I do if I see you. I said, because we done talked about everything. You could tell me about you getting high, you turning tricks, you and your daddy getting high, fucking the same bitches and shit. You done told me all this shit. But you couldn't tell me this.
But you know what? Even now in 2021, disclosing your HIV status is still probably one of the hardest things in the world to do.
And you know what? Because a lot of folks do not know how to handle rejection. And that's just a human factor. And rejection, you know, to feel that shame or whatever, all of that we go through, you know, the heat of it and carrying on, you know, you got to take your tail and tuck your tail between your legs and all of that. A lot of us don't handle rejection well.
And especially if we're rejected by somebody who's extremely close to us.
Close to us, or somebody that you extremely like and are fond of.
Right.
And you want to have, and you really want to have this date. Okay. You really are attracted to this person and then they shoot you down. See? So a lot of us don't know, in the human aspect of, we don't know how to handle that. And even today, folks do not disclose. Okay. And his response to me was, I was embarrassed. I said, you was embarrassed to tell me you HIV positive, bitch, but you ain't embarrassed to tell me you out here tricking on the motherfucking regular to make your dope money so you go get high. You not embarrassed to tell me
No.
that you know that wasn't embarrassing. And
No.
so yeah, so I had, and at that time we had to wait. We had a 24. You had to wait 25 days because they were telling you if you know you've been exposed, then you had to wait 25 days because it takes 25 days for HIV antibodies to show in your body. So you had to wait, go take a test, and then you had to wait 30 more days and then take a follow-up test. Okay, and that was the longest 2 months of my life because that was a real HIV scare. Because now I know I'm with someone, okay, who wasn't taking his medicine regularly, and the medicines are nowhere near what they are now.
Oh,
See,
hell no.
now, you know, for folks who are on, if you take your medicine regularly and you get your levels to undetectable, you can't pass it on.
Nope.
You know, but the thing is, you have to be taking your medicine regularly and making sure you're following up with your doctor to make sure that your numbers and stuff are right. And then sexual health, like we were talking before, men's sexual health, making sure that you know, you have to examine your bodies, man. You got to look at your ass and look at your penis and look at your goddamn titties, and you got to do your own breast exam. And for those of us who top heavy like me, okay, you got titties, you got to do the damn breast exam, honey. Okay.
You gotta look at your penis like this.
Listen, and then, cause okay, right, okay, and you know your member down there. How did you know when you feel something crazy, and you know when there's an extra fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the blue thing?
You know,
I got 3 nuts.
Right. You know, okay. What Chris say? Chris say, look, here's the deal. She knows she's going to have to see you open that wallet at dinner. If you don't have that magnet in there when you pay for the meal, your waiter has a better shot of going to her place. That's funny, Chris. That's funny. Okay.
But you know the sad part about that is, and some of my brothers, they bother me with it, and I have to tell them all the time, boy, you had that Magnum condom in your wallet since high school. Why the fuck is it still in your wallet?
Let me tell y'all something, men folk. The condom should not make a damn ring indentation in your wallet, honey. If that damn,
it's no good.
It's no good, honey.
Let me tell you something. Okay. I keep telling you, it's jewelry. The Trojans are in their pocket. The Trojans are in their pocket. The Magnum is in the water.
You so stupid. Okay. Let's say I'm HIV positive, undetected, never went on a crazy sexual rampage to try to infecting others. When it happened to me, I had my moment of denial, but quickly accepted it as a consequence of the aforementioned spontaneous moment. I owned my fuck up. Well, child, that's it.
Hey.
Okay. And that there's what being adult is. My pastor, he's passed on now. Oh, Reverend Darren McHale. That's the one man I would call my pastor so willingly, honey, because that I really, really, really believed in him. He was HIV positive, and that was the first man who sat down and really, 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 really gave us the importance of what it is to. Oh shit! Wait a minute. I'm gonna call him back because I'm on the air. That's Big Rob. I'm just asking him about making sure that your order went out about your popcorn.
Right on.
He was the one who basically taught us about owning up to your fuck ups. Okay, owning up and then taking ownership of it, because once you do that, then you're able to move on. He said when he became HIV positive, after he went through the woe was me moment, he said that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me in my life, because it freed me to be able to live, you know, because now I'm able to enjoy life because I don't know how much time I have, you know, and at that time, you know, it was one of those things. So he was like, shit, I'm able to enjoy life, do what I want to do for real. you know, that kind of thing, and get rid of folks who were toxic and didn't mean me no good. That took him into everything, you know.
Now, mine was kind of like that too, because the day I found out was 9/11/2001.
Lord, the day of. Okay, talk about us explosion.
So my mindset was, damn, America blowing up and I'm blowing up too.
Damn.
You know, and the first day I went through I went through the crying out, cry. But the next day I woke up, I said, look, bitch, you got one or two choices. Either you gonna live or you gonna die. Now, which one is it gonna be?
Okay.
And no, it wasn't. And no, disclosure wasn't easy for me, and my disclosure was harder for me towards family members and people of that. That's where most of my heartache came from. My disclosure.
Okay. Well, how about that?
I know people who came out and their family members, whenever they would come to their house, made them eat off of paper plates and
all of that. Okay. Okay. Krista, and remember, men get breast cancer too. I know a guy who got beaten up by his girlfriend. Because one day he said he thought he had breast cancer. She was one of them militant feminist types, really. And she kicked his ass because he said that. And see, here's the other thing. Okay. I said this. I said this to cancer research children. They were doing a cancer conference over here at the hotel. And I just happened to be on the shuttle bus with all of them. And I said, listen, can I ask a question? And they said, sure. I said, when are you guys going to have a campaign directed to men? And all the ladies got quiet on the bus. I said, I'm top heavy, just like some of y'all have said. And a couple of y'all, honey, we're the same size. I said, but men get breast cancer too. Okay, I said, and because we associate breasts only with women, we don't take the time to let men know that they get it too. It's the same tissue. I said, especially now. I said, do you see what these hormones and stuff is doing to kids? Kids now got titties. Literally, this ain't chest. This ain't no goddamn chest, child. This ain't, and I'm one of the ones. Hell, this is what sent me to therapy. My titties started growing when I was 14. I was like, bitch, boys ain't supposed to have titties. What is this?
You know, titties, honey, that is not a chest. Those are tatas.
Hello. And so now that we have a lot of top-heavy men. Okay, thank you, Jesus. Oh,
like DJ Smack.
Yes, God. Okay. So, see, you know what? Let me have a popcorn kernel. I think you trying to play with my motherfucking emotions. You go.
Did I say something wrong?
Cool. You'll make me nervous. Don't make me nervous. Don't make me nervous.
I was trying to understand what you were saying based on prior conversation.
Don't make me nervous, child. But yeah, they don't go through the process of educating us as men as far as sexual health is concerned, because this is part of our health. Okay, understanding that you got to sit down here and press and do. Men don't get mammograms, but we should. It's the same.
It's important. True, little Bernie. True.
Now we got our own version of a pap smear.
What?
Okay.
I had one the other day.
A pap smear?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What is it? It's an anal exam, but I forget what it's called. But the way how they do it is almost like it's our version of a pap smear.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you talking about? The colonoscopy thing?
No.
Mm-mm.
They stick a thing with a Q-tip on it, put some lube on it, and stick it up in you to make sure you don't have any cancers or anything in your
Right.
We learned stuff today, y'all.
And it's also another way for them to check for certain STDs as well.
Right. So I forget what it's called, but yeah. So these are the things that we as men have to be concerned about, especially when it comes to our health, and because everything is wrapped around sexual health. Okay, so let me get off this. Wait a minute, let me take the comments. I'm gonna connect this next topic because we're still talking about transparency. And I had a viewer call me and ask me what I'd talk about this, and I told her that I would. And I hope that she's watching. If not, I'll tell her I would cut this part out and send it to her specifically. And it's on the idea of transparency. But hold on, let me go here. Nikki said that's what being an adult is in there. She had to pull down because she said her family's at her house and they got too loud and she couldn't contain the noise. So she was gonna be in the comments. Okay. So she didn't believe men could get it anyway. He did have it. So good thing he had it checked out. Wow. That's a damn shame. But see, again, those antiquated ideas when we talk about binary roles, as far as what men are and what women are and carrying on. And this is the bullshit that we have to deal with, when it comes down to these kinds of things, child. So true. Nikki, mature individuals take responsibility for their mistakes and judgment and learn from them. That's growth, honey.
Hey,
okay.
You know how many relationships I've seen destroyed over a simple STI that a man he could not, he probably didn't give it to her. Or sometimes they are carriers of the trait and don't even know that they have the trait. You know what I'm saying? A man that's not promiscuous, he's totally monogamous with this woman, but has a trait that pops up in his system every 3 months, and it affects the woman. And next thing you know, you out of.
Because a lot of folks don't know that men too get yeast infections. How about that?
Right. Men get UTIs.
How about that? Okay. They have PrEP, which is post-exposure prophylaxis, also known as post-exposure prevention, is any preventative medical treatment started after exposure to the pathogen in order to prevent the infection from occurring. Yes, we were talking about that earlier, about PrEP. And because of PrEP, honey, PrEP has now given folks a false sense of hope, because a lot of folks feel that because they own it, oh, well, I can't catch it now. And so now that has given everybody free reign to raw dog with any and everybody, honey. Okay.
And that's the thing that bothers me, because even when I began to study PrEP, I never at any given point in time ever even had an inkling in my mind to think that because you're on PrEP, you should not wear a fucking condom.
Okay.
And a lot of people think that. But that PrEP without condom is why take the PrEP?
Listen, child. Well, we're doing the same thing now. Vaccine without the mask, honey. Okay. So it's the same reason cancers associated with being women cancers get all the funding too. Yeah, that's true. There's another problem nobody's talking about: female birth control building up in the water supply. You know what I heard about that? And they were talking about that about birth control, and more so, it's female hormones. And I heard about that the first time with Michael Basin. He was talking about, and when I first heard it, I said, okay, I thought they was on their damn gay shit, right? That they were sitting up there trying to say, oh, y'all trying to effeminize men and this, that, and the other. I said, I don't want to hear this anti-gay shit. But then Michael came back and he said, no, I'm not talking about the gay thing. He said, no, we're not saying that they're turning men into homosexuals. What's happening is the hormonal structure of men is becoming feminized. And I said, whoo. And then he was like, because men now, they're developing breasts, they having testicular problems, and they're having low sperm counts and this, that, and the other because of this. And then I heard this maybe 11 years ago when the first time I heard it. And then slowly but surely they're starting to prove that. And then when we got the stuff in the food, a lot of stuff now is in the food. They were talking about a lot of heterosexual hairdressers. They were finding that they had these kind of particles in the perms and stuff because men was, I was like, what? So it's some kind of systematic, a systemic, everybody keeps saying, such word as systematic. So systemic program out here to defertilize men, and carry it on.
Didn't one, if I'm not mistaken, didn't one time Beyonce father spoke on men and breast cancer?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Shaft.
Right.
Richard
Okay. Right.
Roundtree.
Right. Right. Okay.
Okay. Because it doesn't come out all the way in the water treatment facility, so there's still traces amount of birth control in the water supply. And it has some adverse effects for men, even in some wildlife, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. They have, you just said all that. Prophylaxis, which is is the use of medicines used to prevent the spread of disease. People have not yet been exposed to the disease agent, usually a virus. The term typically refers to a specific use of antiviral drugs as a strategy for HIV/AIDS prevention. The old prep was Travail. It's Truvada. And now the new one is Descovy. Yeah. Yeah,
But they
but
were saying that they had to, which got on my nerve. They were saying that Truvada was one of the 6 HIV meds that was causing kidney problems and things.
Kidney and liver problems. Yeah,
right.
yeah. Research department. The human papilloma virus is also easily transmitted in the anus. Thank you. That's the one. When I talk about your pap smear, because that's what they were looking for, the HPV. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. The HPV, because you had to go up in there and to make sure if you didn't have that. Oh, yeah. There are 20-year-old men with sperm counts as low as 80-year-old men would have usually. Exactly.
Right.
Okay. Exactly.
Another interesting fact that I found in doing some research lately, that basically once you get to the age of 40, the pressure of your ejaculation tends to go down by 50%.
Yeah.
In the following 10 years, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why. Oh, did I just stutter like that? That.
Well, I'm glad I still got my pressure point going on. Hallelujah.
That's what we were calling slow shooters. Remember, because with older men, that's the whole joke. You ain't shooting blanks. That's what that whole thing is about.
Right.
Okay. And so yeah. That's what all that is. So now let's go here, because I want to still talk about transparency. And like I said, we had a viewer ask me to discuss this. And the question is, why is it that people feel it is their duty or their business to clock somebody's teeth because you found them out in public? Okay, in other words, because, you see trans women who are very passable, very, very wonderful. Nobody knows their teeth, okay? But because you know who they are, okay, you come up and then you end up doing, for gay folks, child, we sit up there and queen the fuck out. Hey, girl.
This and the other.
Right. Oh, Miss Thing. Oh, bitch, you out here like this?
Girl, you are serving in the daylight, honey. Girl, you is giving realness.
Okay. You are giving puss, bitch. You fish down in real. Bitch, you daytime fish.
Yes.
We'll do all that. Okay. And now if ain't nobody around, that would be us. And then you would wait and get to somebody, who was that girl? You know that was a man, right?
Right, that shit.
You know that was a man. And carrying on, and they will do that kind of shit. Okay. Why is it that for those of y'all who do that crazy ass shit, why is it that you feel it is your duty to clock somebody else's teeth? Why do you feel that you have to put their job in jeopardy? Because y'all don't know what the hell that is. My baby sister, Miss Sabrina Morgan, she dead and gone. God, I miss my sister. Sabrina will sit down there and she had legally changed her name to Sabrina. Okay. Her boy name was David. They didn't know nothing about David. Okay. Knew nothing about David. And she, oh my God, she used to spit Olita Adams. Okay. Oh, she was so beautiful. Same skin and everything. But it is trying to understand what the hell this is that you feel you have to go and clock somebody else's T. Why is that? Okay, and for straight folks who may not understand it, it's just like this. You married, okay? You married. You on your job, and just and let's just say that you, for the sake of, so that you can get it, you're not in corporate America. You down someplace public. Let's say you work at Walmart or you work somewhere. Okay, you're a manager at Walmart. Okay, everybody at the Walmart know you and your family carrying on. But yeah, here come your mistress up here. Hey, baby, come up here, want to give you a kiss and shit all in public. Okay, and this, that, and the third, you know, trying to make a scene.
And that's, what it is, trying to make a scene. What does it profit you? First of all, even for my trans women, even for them, first of all, she could be chilling with somebody. You don't know if she already gave out her teas or not, but that's not your job to give out her teas.
Right. I can't stand that.
What gives people the audacity or even the mindset to think that they have a right to put out anybody's teas or to out anybody? What the hell make people even begin to think that?
Right. Right. Or and even when we're dealing with when we're dealing with the trans girls, the whole idea, especially for those who have transitioned and they are very passable. And when I say passable, I mean you cannot clock that they were born male.
Right.
Okay? And I'm talking specifically trans women here, because for the most part, trans men don't necessarily have the same type of problems in this fashion that I'm aware of. I have to say it like that, because I don't want nobody to sit up there and be right there telling me something that's unfair and we trans men. Listen, I know is this.
We're not saying that we're not. I don't think that we're saying that they don't have issues. That's not the case at all. We're just saying that the issues may not be on the same level.
On the same level or at the same degree. Y'all probably go through the same things, but I've not seen your experience like that, because all I know is this. And what I've seen, once you start taking your tea and start growing facial hair, I don't care how pretty your look is. I don't care how wide your hips are. Okay? Once you get that damn facial hair, they're going to say that you a pretty sissy. Okay? Damn, that boy built like his mama. The fuck is that? It's going to be that kind of talk versus masculine, you know, those who don't have feminine bodies, okay, and they're clockable. You sit up there and say, damn, that's a wide ass back. What the fuck is that? You know, and it comes all of that, you know. But for those who
that's a big back bitch, honey.
Okay.
I look like Ray Lewis.
Okay. But for those who are very passable, okay, to the trained eye, if you could fool the trained eye, bitch,
that's it.
Okay. Because the untrained eye, you could fool the untrained eye all day. It's the trained eye, bitch. I know I've been around. This is my life. I'd have been around it, you know, and I know what to look for. And I know, but bitch, if you could fool me and I got the question, but bitch, you try what? Ha, bitch. Okay. But when it gets to there, and yet because you know their tea or whatever, and then you go and do all their craziness, you know, to put them in jeopardy of everything.
Right.
What gives you the right to do that? Because I understand, and some folks like Walter Hampton, who like to expose everybody's HIV status on the YouTube and shit, and how he was putting up folks' medicines and they picture and this, that, and the other, because he felt it was his right to do that. I said, there ain't the motherfucking right to do that.
No.
Everybody needs to know about that, not from your mouth, bitch.
Exactly.
That ain't your business.
And not even begin to think that people's status as far as their transition, not even begin to think, yo, you can seriously put somebody's life in fucking jeopardy because you're doing shit like that you have no right to do, because you don't know if this person has told everybody that they trans. You don't know if this person told people that's near and dear to them that they're positive. So you're doing shit that you don't have a right to do, period.
Right.
This is not like you putting out and telling people that somebody has cancer, bitch.
Right.
Or somebody has diabetes. They're not the same thing.
No.
Exactly. And so that's unfair and it's absolutely ridiculous. And part of it is that I believe also that it's jealousy, because like I told her, I said, sister, I said, what ends up happening oftentimes is that, it's like when a girl is pretty. And we had this discussion, a girl be real pretty, and the first thing that a bitch want to do is go for her beauty. If something break out at the bar, and it's a fight or something or whatever, the first thing a bitch you do, they'll take a razor blade and give her one old cut on her face. And they will wreck her beauty. Okay? Wreck her beauty. Why? Because they jealous because she's so pretty.
Or the girl will be serving realness in a straight establishment.
Right.
Some little evil bitch will come there. Oh, bitch, you a fucking man. Girl, what is all that for?
Right. Right.
What is me? What is me being me? How is that affecting you? How is that affecting your life? How is it disrupting your life? How is it stopping you from paying any goddamn bills you have to pay?
Right. Okay. Right. Listen, and I don't know if this happened to her, but I know I've heard this happen to where I had some of my trans girls who were able to work as exotic dancers in straight clubs. Okay. And because of how they were able to tuck and everything, nobody was able to clock it. Right. Because they got mesmerized by their titties and stuff. So all the work was up here, titties and ass, right? But but some of the girls, of course, in the straight establishment, honey, you's a ballsy bitch if you're gonna be there. Okay.
Yeah. And especially making all the goddamn coinage, and the straight girls gonna feel some type of way, and then shit just gonna start to slip out of their mouth. Oh, that's a man, right?
Right. Or better yet, they start calling the date fags. What's did you tell me out a fag or something? What that
right.
So it becomes all of that, and all that's unnecessary. It is completely and utterly unnecessary, honey. And the thing of it is if you're jealous, honey, listen, fix it. Okay, fix it. You can sit down here and find something else to do with your world. And why are you so preoccupied with that particular person's time and that particular person's life and that particular person's new identity? So they're getting over. They found their niche.
And they're not hurting anybody. So where does that lie a problem for you?
Right. Okay. Right.
I mean, we go through the same thing when we gotta tell guys, yo, thanks for the compliment, but I'm a whole man.
Okay. Right.
And
it fucks me. Listen, it fucks my mind up when folks act as if they don't know. Okay, listen, I'm 6'4".
I have guys to this day who still hit me up on Facebook. I'm like, yo. First of all, I know you didn't read my profile, because my profile simply says my stage name is Helena Hologram, but I live my life as Derek Smith.
Right.
So as soon as you inbox me and say, "Oh, you're such a beautiful woman," where's she at?
Right. Okay.
I am a woman. Whoa, that's a man. That's what I am. Whoa, that's a man. Whoa, man. Whoa, that's me.
Shut up, fool. A whoa, man. Okay. So, but it throws me off. I mean, I like the Samantha adores the attention he trades that Demetrius Kane.
Oh no,
but at the same time,
and then you got to realize, Samantha can give off real fish, no shade.
Oh, but that's you know what? That's how I created that character, and thank God that she can, because I didn't think that was going to be I thought that was going to be a huge problem. I thought it was going to be an ugly girl, but bitch, what I got.
I'm gonna tell you, in this business, what I realized, and people and the girls, y'all don't get mad at me, okay? But you know what? I just think it's a lot easier for my four-figured sisters to pull off realness than the skinny bitch.
You know what? I'll give you that because we got a lot to push up, and then oftentimes it's the roundness of the face. We don't have to draw on a lot, to build a face. And most of us who got fatter faces have a baby. When we shave and get ready, it's a softer face.
Yes,
it's softer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have to contour. Y'all don't have to contour as hard. I mean,
deep, right?
And then when y'all out there, men are automatically gonna see your cleavage. So like, oh, that's a real bitch right there. She got real teeth. Right.
Some of the tricks to the trade don't realize here. This all fucking duct tape up on these goddamn.
Hello.
And I'm sweating to death, and this shit about to slide.
We use duct tape for more than one thing, honey. Tape it down, okay?
Well, okay.
Tape it up and tape it down, bitch.
Okay, let me go to this story. I think I'm gonna make this the last story for the night. Cause I was gonna talk about student loans and the forgiveness, but I'll hold that to another time. But I do want to go here. Let me share this with y'all because I don't know if y'all heard this or not. I'm sure you have. Okay, I am sure that you have. Wait a minute, let me make sure there's no nasty up in here. Okay, because y'all know I have a lot of shit up in here. It'll be all nasty. Wait a minute. Who done sent what? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. No.
I tell anybody who try to want to use my phone, I tell them one thing: enter at own risk, bitch, because I don't have no locks on my phone. What you see is what you get.
Okay, how about that?
What you see it, you can't unsee it.
Hello. It will mar you for the rest of your life, honey.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay, good. Okay. I ain't got to go there. Okay, I pulled it out. Okay, wait a minute. I just wanted to make sure that I had separated this page and it wasn't going to give me all the nasty stuff. The folks hit me up on my Facebook Messenger. And then give me all kinds of
WhatsApp trying to see what's up.
All kinds of nasty. But okay. I know y'all heard about this, but I just want to play this because y'all see this. Let's just play the story.
When SWAT team officers found Malik Halfacre hiding inside the attic of a house on the east side. When SWAT team officers found Malik Halfacre hiding inside the attic of a house on the east side Sunday afternoon, the family of his alleged victims tells me it was 24 hours short of the moment he walked into this house and demanded money from Genetrius Moore, the mother of his child.
He wanted some of Genetrius's tax money and stimulus money. She had just got her money, and he wanted half of her money. She said, no, you don't deserve any of this. I work, I take care of our child, you don't do anything.
Inside the house were Genetrius's mother, Tamika Brown, her brother, Daquan Moore, her cousin, Anthony Johnson, and her daughter, Eve Moore.
Daquan was trying to save his sister. He was taking up for his sister. He stood up and said, she said, you cannot have the money. You cannot have her money. That's what she said. And pushed Malik. And Malik pulled out the gun and just started killing everybody.
Genetrius Moore told her family she was shot but escaped after Halfacre reportedly put their baby in the car and prepared to drive away. The baby was later recovered unharmed. The family said Genetrius feared Halfacre and knew he carried a gun.
She was afraid to leave this man because she knew that he would come back and kill her. He had threatened her numerous times, put sugar in her tank, slashed her tires, shot up her car. You know what I mean? She lived in fear with this man.
And in the end, with so much lost, all the survivors have is each other.
It's always about family here. You can't take that for granted.
Russ McQuaid, Fox 59 News.
They also have love and lots of prayers from this community as well. The family says they are now trying to raise enough money to have a funeral service for each of the family members.
Wow.
All the stimulus. All the stimulus.
Oh, but speaking of such things, you know, FEMA is offering money to help bury people, at least in regards of COVID-19. Just some quick info. Uh-oh.
Listen, for a couple of these nouns and pronouns. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me turn this off. This thing is still talking. Okay. Here's a couple of things here. Number one, y'all sit up there and said just so honestly that, okay, she was afraid of this man. He done did this, he done did this, he done did this, he done did this. Okay, now, granted, most of the time y'all can't tell a queen shit about her man. Okay? But where was the rest of her protection? If y'all knew this, where were y'all with the protection of your loved one? Okay?
Right.
Number two, y'all knew just like everybody else, child, that it was about stimulus time and carrying on. If he was that crazy, why was nobody there to be around it? You know, and I'm only throwing these questions out there, not necessarily to antagonize. It's just that these are some of the things that we have to look into, because we all keep saying this, you know, as far as when this money come in. This is that time. This is tax time. And now that we got a stimulus, this is stimulus time too. But we know this particular time of the year, this is tax time. Okay, folks getting the large sum that have claimed everybody's damn kids, you know, and carrying on. So him coming up in here, what gave him the audacity to ask this woman for half of her shit? Okay.
And you do nothing. Nothing.
You ain't did shit. You ain't, and the sister said, she told her, boy, I'm taking care of these kids, your kids. Okay, you ain't did a damn thing. You ain't getting this when you're not entitled to the money. Okay. Now I am going to say that this sounds like this was a drug problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This got everything of he was high or tweaking or something or of that nature. At the same time, again, being in the hood, and I just hated that the hood that got this kind of reputation, but we know this to be true. For folks who don't have, when they get, they lose their motherfucking minds. Okay? And this here, he set up here wanting to flex on somebody else's shit because we don't even know if he's even qualified to get one.
Right, right.
Okay? So we don't know what all the dynamics are. And this, I'm going to say this is premeditated because you came over there with the gun.
Yeah, yeah.
You came over there with the gun.
And this is my thing. Y'all said that she was fearful of him. This man has, in the past, shot up her car.
Right.
And you know this man to carry your gun. So why did y'all let him in the house? And I'm not being insensitive. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being insensitive in any way, shape, or form.
Right. These are just as outsiders looking in, and she's gone now. All the babies gone. Her and the three other ones that man decided to kill. Okay, for half of the money. Now we know the stimulus was 14, so you at least $700. We don't know what the taxes were,
right.
But at least you came up in there and killed 4 people for $700. You ain't even no good hitman, motherfucker. Cause shit. Okay.
But then my thing is, I wonder, are they going to either bring drugs into the equation or mental health into the equation?
Now you know they're gonna do both. And that's the part that gets on my motherfucking nerves. No. Don't you tell me nothing about no damn mental illness, motherfucker. He knew how to pull that damn gun. He knew how to pull that motherfucking trigger. He knew how to get up in my motherfucking face and tell me what the fuck I bet not and should not do.
But my thing is, why did it wait for this incident for you to identify him as mental health?
That's my point exactly. Exactly. Okay. It's not like there's a history. Oh, he's off his medicines today, like the one guy that the cops killed. Okay, and the mama said no, he didn't take his medicine. He okay. Just give her. He didn't take, and then he lunged. Now he did lunge with the knife. He did lunge with the knife, but again, that was a mental health thing that they could have handled differently. They didn't have to kill him. They could have took him down, but they didn't have to kill him.
Right.
But here we don't have that kind of history. At least that, okay, and you better not come up with one, because damn it, you knew what the fuck you was doing.
And if anybody comes up with this history that has been a part of him for X amount of years, then the question still remains again: why the hell did you let him in the house?
In the house. Okay, because there's no forced history.
And this man has said that he was going to kill her.
Right.
This man is known to carry a gun. This man has shot up her car.
Right.
Definitely scared of him.
And I'm sure he has some type of incident on the books somewhere.
I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you.
Of course. Of course. So, honey, the stimulus checks, child, they're coming after. Now, here, we already told y'all on another show, they got the scams going on out there. They try to take your damn money with your cash apps and all that kind of shit. You have to be careful because of everything that we're in, honey. Listen, the vaccine is here, 3, 4, 5 of them, child. But whatever the case is, do what your heart say do. If that's for you to do, do it. If it ain't, don't. Just make sure. But make sure that you understand this. Whatever you do, universal, omniversal precautions are still necessary. Okay? It's just like being in the hospital, damn it. When the nurses and the doctors go to work every day, okay, they got to put on gloves, they got to put on masks, they have to wash their goddamn hands. Universal precautions are absolutely no. It's beyond a necessity, honey. It's a motherfucking it is.
Don't leave home without it.
For real.
Okay. Shit, I got so many good damn things around up in here. It's crazy.
Meech, you and Eric, y'all need to thank your big sister right now because, honey, when I tell you the government has taxed the fuck out of these cigarettes, cigarettes went up from $8 to $11.
$11 a pack
in one swoop, honey.
My God, today.
And how much is the nicotine pack?
New York, they were $15 a pack the last time I was there. $15
so you
pack.
should rest assured they're probably about $18 now. Because you know in New York, they were selling one loose cigarette for $2.
Girl, bad.
And how much is the Black and Mild?
I ain't got time for all that.
And Black and Mild, depending on where you go, they could be anywhere from $1.50 to $2.
Right.
Oh, but that was before the tax. They might be higher than that now. They probably $3 a piece.
The sad thing is that to say this is going to date this. But when my mother used to smoke back in the 70s, I used to go buy her. That's when we could buy cigarettes for our parents.
Right.
Did I talk about that the other night? Yeah.
Okay.
Go to the store, say, "Can you get my son?"
My mother used to smoke Cool 100s at the time, honey. And
Cool 100s. That was packs.
That was 50 cents a pack.
$1.25.
50 cents a pack at the corner store down there at Jerry's on Lycast and Freud, honey, on the east side. Did you get her 50 cents a pack? Then I remember when they went up to 75, and I remember when they went up to $1. I remember when they went to $1.25 when we were buying them. Okay. After $1.25, that's when I stopped buying them from my mother. But then I had to buy, because as an actor, my character was a smoker. So I had to buy cigarettes for, because I'm rehearsing and stuff. And so I had cigarettes then. And then when Samantha came along, then we had the Fantasia Lights cigarettes. I think they were by Nat Sherman. It used to come in a cute little box. And at that time with cigarettes, I think cigarettes then was like $3 a pack or something. The Nat Sherman Fantasia Lights were like $6 and $7. And I thought that was ridiculous. But they were colored cigarettes.
Right.
See, with the gold filters. And so what I would do, I would put that as a part of my show. So whatever color my costume was, I had to match the corresponding cigarettes. So when I walked out on stage, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was sickening. Oh, that was funny. Okay.
Because they said that in 2018, for that year when they taxed cigarettes, this country made $27.5 billion in taxes just off of cigarettes.
Right, and this is why when we see shit like this, and we hear shit like this, when we talk about our tax money and our tax dollars going for us, and then we have to listen to them talk about pork belly spending and how y'all sit there and waste money, okay, spending on frivolous shit instead of doing what the fuck it is you're supposed to do. And then at the same time, you want to talk about how the poor, and we got too many poor folks because they dipping into your profits. Y'all don't want to get an increase in food stamps. Y'all don't want to do this. Y'all don't want to do that because you say that, oh, it's giving them, but yet you're not putting nothing in place. Where, listen, you don't want to give them the food stamps, damn it. Give them back the damn government cheese and the canned meats and shit.
And you know what? When you said pork belly, you know what? And a lot of people don't remember this, but if you look at Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, that movie taught you so much shit about the stock market that people never knew. So when you said pork belly, that's the first thing I went to.
Okay, right. Okay. Exactly. Yes. Okay, not the pork belly. And you went right there to pork belly spin the stock.
Right,
because that's a commodity. That's a commodity. You can buy shares in pork bellies. Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. This here has been very enlightening. Okay. Very, very, very enlightening. And I think all of you who still stuck with me and listening and carrying on, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to all the platforms, please. We're still trying to build our numbers and get those things up there. Always, always, always. Y'all see the banner still scrolling, bcondoms.com, bcondoms.com. And that's our very first and only, at this moment, Black-owned and operated condom company. Okay? Wait a minute.
I see that.
Okay, I don't eat pork, but I'll still buy some shares.
Because no matter how you slice it, they make good money. Just like in Trading Places, they say no, the market is in concentrated orange juice.
Okay. Right. Okay. So be that as it may, honey, we're going to let you guys get back to your Friday evening. Remember, tomorrow is Saturday. We won't be here tomorrow because one of our team members, DJ Einstein, is going to be performing in Macon, Georgia. And so he's a part of Shiba Hero Car Club. So some of us are going to go down there to Macon. Y'all know I call him my heterosexual husband. So I got to go down there and support my husband. Yeah, he's in a band, and he's the drummer in the band. So he's the opening band for the Prince cover band that's the headliner. So we're going to go down there to give him some support. So we will not be here tomorrow, not in this format. We'll probably do some live shots and stuff between myself and Red and a couple other folks that are going. I know Nikki don't like Einstein, so she ain't gonna come.
Oh, okay.
Okay. She ain't coming, honey. She don't. No, she don't really care for him. So it's okay. It's okay. Okay. But we will be back here Sunday. Hopefully Sunday. I'm praying that I can get Mr. Panda to come on. Mr. Jason Panda. He's the owner of B Condoms, and we could get him to go in depth about the condoms, the needs, why, and I want to get into some logistic stuff about the condoms, and carrying on, and then hopefully, we can partner with him, and he can have a home right here with Dishing Tea, so that we can get his message out there as well. Again, doing what we can to rebuild Black Wall Street, honey. And one of the things that we do need are black condoms, honey, so that. Okay, so that we can keep our health, our sexual health and stuff, and our sexual integrity. How about that? Your sexual integrity intact. Okay. So on that note, my darlings, you may finish all of your crumpets because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea, darlings. With Big Meech and Aunt Nikki and the big guy ally, that's Big Red, honey. He was in here. Also, our correspondents, honey, from the Nighthawk Network, we have the COO, Eric Buckner, up there. And also, honey, from Hey Pictures Live, okay, as Helena Hologram, and I'm from the remixes with Derek with a twist, okay. That's Miss Helena Hologram over there, my sister, all the way from Baltimore, Maryland, okay. So, honey, listen, if you love us, tell all of your friends, honey. But if you hate us, tell all of your motherfucking enemies. But do know this. One way, shape, style, form, of fashion, honey, everything that we're doing here will move forward, darling. Ow! So having said all of that, honey, I'm going to enjoy some more of this popcorn, I think. No, I think I'm going to go over here and finish off some of this salad. I made this fabulous salad, child. It's simple, but it's just fabulous. And I had some bacon and honey Catalina French dressing. God damn it.
Oh my.
Yes, child.
Who is that? Who's the, what brand?
Who was it? I think it was Kroger brand. Yeah, the Kroger's brand, honey. Oh, child, when I tell, and then the salad is just, it's a simple salad. It's just a spring mix with some red onions, little red onion, and little mushroom. I got a portobello mushroom, some cucumbers and tomatoes. Okay. And then took some Mrs. Dash honey and just lightly sprinkled it on there and tossed it a little bit. Okay, darling.
I'm gonna get that dressing for all that dressing you talking about. I love it. I'm getting that dressing. It's gonna be the only dressing I keep in my house, and for all of my friends who come over who don't eat pork. I'm like, girl, I only got bacon dressing.
Okay. And then now I'm gonna tell y'all what's gonna top it off because I got these club crackers.
Oh God.
Girl, and I like to take the cracker, just eat it, as I got the salad. You just bite it just a cracker. Girl, bad. Okay, I done made my own self hungry. Okay, when I say hungry, hungry Jack, honey. Hot damn. I mean, some of y'all ain't gonna remember that, but that's okay.
That's okay. I remember Hungry Man Dinner, honey.
How about that one? Okay. So, my darlings, honey, let me let you guys go on back to sleep, child. And darlings, scene.